It's alright, I came back.
Why? What happened? Did something happen, Willie?
Nothing happened.
You didn't smash the car, did you?
I said nothing happened. Didn't you hear me?
Don't you feel well?
I'm tired to death. I couldn't make it. I just couldn't make it, Linda.
Where were you all day? You look terrible.
I got as far as a little above Yonkers. I stopped for a cup of coffee. Maybe it was the coffee.
What?
I suddenly couldn't drive anymore. The car kept going off onto the shoulder, you know?
Oh, maybe it was the steering again. I don't think Angelo knows the Studebaker.
No, it's me. Suddenly I realize I'm going 60 miles an hour and I don't remember the last 5 minutes. I can't seem to keep my mind to it.
Maybe it's your glasses. You never went for new glasses.
No, I see everything. I came back 10 miles an hour. It took me nearly 4 hours from Yonkers.
Well, you'll just have to take a rest, Willie. You can't continue this way.
I just got back from Florida.
But you didn't rest your mind. Your mind is overactive, and the mind is what counts, dear.
I'll start out in the morning. Maybe I'll feel better in the morning. These goddamn arch supports are killing me.
Take an aspirin. Should I get you an aspirin? It'll soothe you.
I was driving along, you understand? And I was fine. I was even observing the scenery. You can imagine me looking at scenery on the road every week of my life. It's so beautiful up there, Linda. The trees are so thick and the sun is warm. I open the windshield and just let the warm air bathe over me. And then all of a sudden I'm going off the road. I'm telling you, I absolutely forgot I was driving. If I'd have gone the other way over the white line, I might have killed somebody. So I went on again, and 5 minutes later I'm dreaming again, and I have such thoughts, Linda. I have such strange thoughts.
Willie, dear, talk to them again. There's no reason why you can't work in New York.
They don't need me in New York. I'm the New England man. I'm vital in New England.
But you're 60 years old. They can't expect you to keep traveling every week.
I'll have to send a wire to Portland. I'm supposed to see Brown and Morrison tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock to show the line. God damn it, I could sell them.
Why don't you go down to the place tomorrow and tell Howard you simply got to work in New York? You're too accommodating, dear.
If old man Wagner was alive, I'd have been in charge of New York by now. That man was a prince. He was a masterful man. That boy of his, that Howard, he don't appreciate. When I went north the first time, the Wagner Company didn't know where New England was.
Why don't you tell those things to Howard, dear?
I will. I definitely will. Is there any cheese?
I'll make you a sandwich.
No, go to sleep. I'll take some milk. I'll be up right away. The boys in?
They're sleeping. Happy took Biff on a date tonight.
That's so.
It was nice to see them shaving together, one behind the other in the bathroom, and going out together. You notice? The whole house smells like shaving lotion.
Figure it out. Work a lifetime to pay off a house you finally own it, and there's nobody to live in it.
Well, dear, life is a casting off. It's always that way.
No, some people accomplish something. Did Biff say anything after I went this morning?
You shouldn't have criticized him, Willie, especially after he just got off the train. You mustn't lose your temper with him.
When the hell did I lose my temper at him? I simply asked him if he was making any money. Is that a criticism?
But dear, how could he make any money?
There's such an undercurrent in him. He became a moody man. Did he apologize after I left this morning?
He was crestfallen, Willie. You know how he admires you, and I think if he finds himself, then you'll both be happier and not fight anymore.
How can he find himself on a farm? Is that a life, a farmhand? In the beginning, when he was young, I thought, well, a young man, it's good for him to tramp around, take a lot of different jobs. But it's more than 10 years now, and he has yet to make $35 in a week.
He's finding himself, Willie.
Not finding yourself at the age of 34 is a disgrace. Shh. The trouble is he's lazy, goddammit.
Willie, please!
Biff is a lazy bum.
They're sleeping. Get something to eat. Go on down.
Why did he come home? I would like to know what brought him home.
I don't know. I think he's lost, Willie. I think he's very lost.
Biff Loman is lost. In the greatest country in the world, a young man with such personal attractiveness gets lost. He's such a hard worker. There's one thing about Biff. He's not lazy.
Never.
I'll see him in the morning. I'll have a nice talk with him. I'll get him a job selling. He could be big in no time. My God. Remember how they used to follow him around in high school? When he smiled at one of them, their faces lit up. When he walked down the street...
Willie, dear, I got a new type of American cheese today. It's whipped.
Why do you get American when I like Swiss?
I just thought you'd like a change.
I don't want to change. I want Swiss cheese. Why am I always being contradicted?
I thought it would be a surprise.
Why don't you open a window in here, for God's sake?
They're all open, dear.
The way they boxed us in here. Bricks and windows, windows and bricks.
We should have bought the land next door.
The street is lined with cars. There's not a breath of fresh air in the neighborhood. Grass don't grow anymore. You can't raise a carrot in the backyard. They should have had a law against apartment houses. Remember those two beautiful elm trees out there? When I and Biff hung the swing between them?
Yeah, like being a million miles from the city.
They should have arrested the builder for cutting those down. They massacred the neighborhood. More and more I think of those days, Linda. This time of year it was lilac and wisteria, and then the peonies would come out and the daffodils. What a fragrance in this room.
Well, after all, people had to move somewhere.
No, there's more people now.
I don't think there's more people. I think...
There's more people. That's what's ruining this country. Population is getting out of control. The competition is maddening. Smell the stink from that apartment house. Another one on the other side. How can they whip cheese?
Go down, try it, and be quiet.
You're not worried about me, are you, sweetheart?
What's the matter?
Listen! You got too much on the ball to worry about.
You're my foundation and my support, Linda.
Just try to relax, dear. You make mountains out of molehills.
I won't fight with him anymore. If he wants to go back to Texas, let him go.
He'll find his way.
Sure. Certain men just don't get started till later in life. Like Thomas Edison, I think. Or B.F. Goodrich. One of them was deaf. I'll put my money on Biff.
And Willie, if it's warm Sunday, we'll drive to the country and we'll open the windshield and take lunch.
Nah, the windshields don't open on the new cars.
But you opened it today.
Me? I didn't. Now isn't that peculiar? Isn't that remarkable?
What, darling?
That's the most remarkable thing.
What, dear?
I was thinking of the Chevy. 1928, when I had that red Chevy. That funny? I could have sworn I was driving that Chevy today.
Well, that's nothing. Something must have reminded you.
Remarkable. Remember those days? The way Biff used to simonize that car, the dealer refused to believe there was 80,000 miles on it. Close your eyes. I'll be right up.
Jesus, maybe he smashed up the car again.
Be careful on the stairs, dear. Cheese is on the little shelf.
80,000 miles. 80,000 miles.
He's going to get his license taken away. If he keeps that up, I'm getting nervous about him. You know, Biff?
His eyes are going.
No, I've driven with him. He seems all right. He just doesn't keep his mind on it. I drove into the city with him last week. He stops at a green light and then it turns red and he goes.
Maybe he's colorblind.
Pop? He's got the finest eye for color in the business. You know that.
I'm going to bed.
You're not still sour on Dad, are you, Biff?
He's alright, I guess.
Yes, sir. 80,000 miles. 82,000.
You smoking?
Come on.
I can never sleep when I smell it.
What a simonizing job.
Funny, Biff, you know? Us sleeping here again. The old beds. All the talk that went across those two beds, huh? Our whole lives.
Yeah, a lot of dreams and plans.
About 500 women would like to know what was said in this room.
Remember that big Betsy something? What the hell was her name? Over on Bushwick Avenue?
The collie dog.
That's the one. I got you in there, remember?
Yeah, that was my first time, I think. Boy, there was a pig. You taught me everything I know about women. Don't forget that.
I bet you forgot how bashful you used to be, especially with girls.
Oh, I still am, Biff.
Oh, go on.
I just can't control it, that's all. I think I got less bashful and you got more so. What happened, Biff? Where's the old humor? The old confidence? What's the matter?
Why does Dad mock me all the time?
He's not mocking you. He's...
Everything I say, there's a twist of mockery on his face. I can't get near him.
He just wants you to make good, that's all. I wanted to talk to you about Dad for a long time, Biff. Something's happening to him. He talks to himself.
I noticed that this morning, but he always mumbled.
But not so noticeably. It got so embarrassing. I sent him to Florida. And you know something? Most of the time he's talking to you.
What's he say about me?
I can't make it out.
What's he say about me?
I think the fact that you're not settled, that you're kind of still up in the air, and...
There's one or two other things depressing him, Happy.
What do you mean?
Never mind, just don't lay it all to me.
But I think if you got started, I mean, is there any future for you out there?
I tell you, Hap, I don't know what the future is. I don't know what I'm supposed to want.
What do you mean?
Well, I spent 6 or 7 years after high school trying to work myself up. Shipping clerk, salesman, business of one kind or another. and it's a measly manner of existence. To get on that subway on the hot morning in summer, to devote your whole life to keeping stock, or making phone calls, or selling or buying, to suffer 50 weeks of the year for the sake of a 2-week vacation, when all you really desire is to be outdoors with your shirt off, and always to have to get ahead of the next fella, and still, that's how you build a future.
Well, you really enjoy it on a farm? Are you content out there?
I've had 20 or 30 different kinds of jobs since I left home before the war, and it always turns out the same. I just realized it lately. In Nebraska, when I herded cattle, and the Dakotas, and Arizona, and now in Texas, that's why I came home now, I guess, because I realized it. This farm I work on, it's spring there now, see? And they've got about 15 new colts. There's nothing more inspiring and beautiful than the sight of a mare and a new colt. And it's cold there now, see? Texas is cool now, and it's spring. And whenever spring comes to where I am, I suddenly get the feeling, my God, I'm not getting anywhere. What the hell am I doing, playing around with horses, $28 a week? I'm 34 years old. I gotta be making my future. That's when I came home. And now I get here and I don't know what to do with myself. I've always made a point of not wasting my life. And every time I come back here, I know that all I've done is to waste my life.
You're a poet, you know that, Biff? You're an idealist.
No, I mixed up very bad. Maybe I ought to get married. Maybe I ought to get stuck in something. Maybe that's my trouble. I'm like a boy. I'm not married, I'm not in business, I'm like a boy. Are you content, Hap? You're in a success, aren't you? Are you content?
Hell no.
Why? You're making money, aren't you?
All I can do now is wait for the merchandise manager to die. And suppose I get to be merchandise manager. He's a good friend of mine, and he built a terrific estate on Long Island. And he lived there for about 2 months and sold it. And now he's building another one. He can't enjoy it once, and it's finished. I know, that's just what I do. I don't know what the hell I'm working for. Sometimes I sit in my apartment all alone, and I think of the rent I'm paying, and it's crazy. But then it's what I wanted. My own apartment, a car, and plenty of women. And still, goddammit, I'm lonely.
Listen, why don't you come out west with me?
You and I?
Sure, maybe we can buy a ranch, raise cattle, use our muscles. Men built like we are should be working out in the open.
The Loman brothers, huh?
Sure, we'll be known all over the counties.
That's what I dream about, Biff. Sometimes I just want to rip my clothes off in the middle of the store and outbox the goddamn merchandise manager. I mean, I have to take orders from those common, petty sons of bitches. I can't stand it anymore.
I'm telling you, kid, if you're with me, I'd be happy out there.
See, Biff, everybody around me is so false that I'm constantly lowering my ideals.
Baby, together we stand up for one another. We'd have someone to trust.
If I were around you...
Hap, the trouble is we weren't brought up to grunt for money. I don't know how to do it.
Neither can I!
Then let's go!
The only thing is, what can you make out there?
But look at your friend. Builds an estate and has the peace of mind to live in it.
Yeah, but when he walks into the store, the waves part in front of him. That's $52,000 a year coming through the revolving door, and I got more in my pinky finger than he's got in his head.
Yeah, but you just said...
I gotta show those pompous, self-important executives over there that Hap Loman can make the grade. I want to walk into that store the way he walks in. Then I'll go with you, Biff. We'll be together yet, I swear. But take those 2 we had tonight. Now, those were gorgeous creatures.
Yeah, most gorgeous I've had in years.
I get that anytime I want, Biff, whenever I feel disgusted. The only trouble is, it gets like blowing or something. I just keep knocking them over and it doesn't mean anything. You still run around a lot?
Nah, I'd like to find a girl. Steady. Somebody with substance.
That's what I long for.
Go on. You'll never come home.
I would! Somebody with character, with resistance, like Mom, you know? You're gonna call me a bastard when I tell you this. That girl, Charlotte, I was with tonight, is engaged to be married in 5 weeks.
No kidding.
Sure, the guy's in line for the vice presidency of the store. I don't know what gets into me, but maybe I just have this overdeveloped sense of competition or something. But I went and ruined her. And furthermore, I can't get rid of her. And he's third executive I've done that to. Isn't that a crummy characteristic? To top it all, I go to their weddings. Like I'm not supposed to take bribes. Manufacturers offer me $100 bill now and then and throw this order away. You know how honest I am? But it's like this girl, see? I hate myself for it, but I don't want the girl. And still, like, I take it and I love it.
Let's go to sleep.
I guess we didn't settle anything, huh?
I just got one idea that I think I'm going to try.
What's that?
Remember Bill Oliver?
Sure, Oliver's very big now. You want me to work for him again?
No, but when I quit, he said something to me. He put his arm on my shoulder and he said, Biff, if you ever need anything, come to me.
I remember that. Sounds good.
I think I'll go to see him. If I get 10,000 or even 7 or 8,000, I could buy a beautiful ranch.
I bet he'd back you, because he thought highly of you, Biff. I mean, they all do. You're well liked, Biff. That's why I say to come back here. And we both have the apartment. I'm telling you, Biff, any babe you want.
No, with a ranch, I could do the work I like and still be something. I just wonder though, I wonder if Oliver still thinks I stole that carton of basketballs.
Oh, we probably forgot that long ago. It's almost 10 years. You're way too sensitive. Anyway, he didn't really fire you.
Well, I think he was going to. I think that's why I quit. I was never sure whether he knew or not. I know he thought the world of me though. I was the only one he let lock the place up.
You gonna watch the engine, Biff? Shh. 80,000 moments. Look at that shit.
You hear that?
Doesn't no one, Mom can hear that?
Don't get your sweater dirty, Biff.
Isn't that terrible? Don't leave again, will you? You'll find a job here. You gotta stick around. I don't know what to do about him. It's getting embarrassing.
What a Simonizing job.
Mom's hearing that.
No kidding, Biff. You got a date? Wonderful.
Go on to sleep. Talk to him in the morning, will you?
With her in the house? Brother.
I wish you'd have a good talk with him.
That selfish, stupid
Sleep, Biff.
Want to be careful with those girls, Biff. That's all. Don't make any promises. No promises of any kind. Because a girl, you know, they always believe what they tell them. And you're very young, Biff. You're too young to be talking seriously to girls. Too young entirely, Biff. You want to watch your schooling first. Then when you're all set, there'll be plenty of girls for a boy like you. That's so. The girls pay for you. Boy, you must be really making a hit. I'm wondering why you polish the car so careful. Don't leave the hubcaps, boys. Get the chamois to the hubcaps. Happy, use the newspaper on the windows. It's the easiest thing. Show them how to do it, Biff. You see Happy? Pat it up. Use it like a pad. That's it. That's it. Good work. You're doing all right, Hap. Biff, first thing we got to do when we get time is clip that big branch over the house. Afraid it's going to fall in a storm and hit the roof. Tell you what. We get a rope and sling her around, and then we climb up there with a couple of saws and take her down. As soon as you finish up the car, boys, I want to see you. I got a surprise for you, boys.
What you got, Dad?
No, you finish first. Never leave the job until you're finished. Remember that. Biff, up in Albany, I saw a beautiful hammock. I think I'll buy it next trip. And we'll hang it right between those two elms. Wouldn't that be something? Just swinging there under those branches? Boy, that would be...
How's that, Pop? Professional?
Terrific. Terrific job, boys. Good work, Biff.
Where's the surprise, Pop?
In the backseat of the car.
Oh, boy.
What is it, Dad? Tell me, what'd you buy?
Never mind. Just something I want you to have.
What is it, Hap?
It's a punching bag.
Oh, Pop!
It's got Gene Tunney's signature on it.
Gee, how do you know he wanted a punching bag?
Well, it's the finest thing for the timing.
I'm losing weight, you notice, Pop?
Jumping rope is good, too.
Did you see the new football I got?
Where'd you get the new ball?
The coach told me to practice my passing.
That's, and he gave you the ball, huh?
Well, I borrowed it from the locker room.
I want you to return that.
I told you wouldn't like it.
Well, I'm bringing it back.
Sure, he's got to practice with a regulation ball, doesn't he? Coach will probably congratulate you on your initiative.
Oh, he keeps congratulating me on my initiative all the time, Pop.
That's because he likes you. If somebody else took that ball, there'd be an uproar. So what's the report, boys? What's the report?
Where'd you go this time, Dad? Gee, we're lonesome for you.
Lonesome, eh?
Missed you every minute.
Don't say. Tell you a secret, boys. Don't breathe it to a soul. Someday I'll have my own business and I'll never have to leave home anymore.
Like Uncle Charlie, huh?
Bigger than Uncle Charlie, because Charlie is not liked. He's liked, but he's not well liked.
Where'd you go this time, Dad?
Well, I got on the road and I went north to Providence. Met the mayor.
The mayor of Providence?
He was sitting in the hotel lobby.
What'd he say?
He said, "Morning." And I said, "You got a fine city here, Mayor." And then he had coffee with me. And then I went to Waterbury. Waterbury is a fine city. Big clock city, the famous Waterbury clock. Sold a nice bill there. And then Boston. Boston is the cradle of the Revolution. Fine city. And a couple of other towns in Massachusetts. And on to Portland and Bangor and straight home.
Gee, I'd love to go with you sometime, Dad.
As soon as summer comes.
Promise?
You and Hap and I. And I'll show you all the towns. America's full of beautiful towns and fine, upstanding people. And they know me, boys. They know me up and down New England. The finest people. And when I bring you fellas up, there will be open sesame for all of us. Because one thing, boys, I have friends. I can park my car on any street in New England and the cops protect it like it's their own. This summer, eh?
Yeah, you bet.
We'll be taking our bathing suits.
What carry your bags, Pop?
Oh, won't that be something? Me coming into Boston stores with you boys carrying my bags? What a sensation! You nervous about the game, Biff?
No, you're gonna be there, Pop.
What do they say about you in school now that they made you captain?
There's a bunch of girls around him every single time classes change.
This Saturday, Pop. This Saturday, just for you. We're going to break through for a touchdown.
You're supposed to pass.
I'm taking one play for Pop. You watch me, Pop. And when I take off my helmet, that means I'm breaking out. Then you watch me crash through the line.
Oh, wait till I tell this in Boston.
Biff, where are you? You're supposed to study with me today.
Hey, look at Bernard. What are you looking so anemic about, Bernard?
He's gotta study, Uncle Billy. He's got a Regents next week.
Hey, Bernard, let's box.
Biff, listen, Biff. I heard Mr. Birnbaum say that if you don't start studying math, he's gonna flunk you and you won't graduate. I heard him.
You better study with him, Biff. Go ahead now.
I heard him.
Oh, Pop, you didn't steal my sneakers.
Hey, that's a beautiful job of printing.
Just because he printed University of Virginia on his sneakers doesn't mean they've got to graduate him, Uncle Billy.
What are you talking about? With scholarships to 3 universities, they're gonna flunk him?
But I heard Mr. Birnbaum say...
Don't be a pest, Bernard. What an anemic.
Okay, I'm waiting for you in my house, Biff.
Bernard is not well liked, is he?
He's liked, but he's not well liked.
That's right, Pop.
That's just what I mean. Bernard can get the best marks in school, you understand? But when he gets out into the business world, you understand? You're gonna be 5 times ahead of him. That's why I thank Almighty God you're both built like Adonises. Because the man who makes an appearance in the business world, the man who creates personal interest, is the man who gets ahead. Be liked and you will never want. Take me, for instance. I never have to wait in line to see a buyer. Willie Loman is here. That's all they have to know, and I go right through.
Did you knock him dead, Pop?
Knocked him cold in Providence, slaughtered him in Boston.
I'm losing weight. You notice, Pop?
Hello, dear.
Sweetheart!
How'd the Chevy run?
Chevrolet, Linda, is the greatest car ever built. Since when do you let your mother carry the wash up the stairs?
Grab hold there, boy.
Where to, Mom?
Hang them up on the line. And you better go down to your friend's, Biff. The cellar is full of boys. They don't know what to do with themselves.
When Pop comes home, they can wait.
You better go down and tell them what to do, Biff.
I think I'll have them sweep out the furnace room.
Good work, Biff.
Fellas, everyone sweep out the furnace room.
Alright, Biff. Yeah, you're the man.
George and Sam and Frank, come out back. We're hanging up the wash. Come on, Hap, I'm the double.
The way they obey him.
Well, that's training. The training. I'm telling you, I was selling thousands and thousands, but I had to come home.
Oh, the whole block will be at the game. Did you sell anything?
I did 500 gross in Providence and 700 gross in Boston.
No, wait a minute. I've got a pencil. That makes your commission... $200, my God, $212.
Well, I didn't figure it yet, but...
How much did you do?
Well, I did about 180 gross in Providence. Well, no, it came roughly 200 gross on the whole trip.
200 gross, that's...
The trouble was that 3 of the stores were half closed for inventory in Boston. Otherwise, I would have broke records.
Well, it makes $70 and some pennies. That's very good.
What are we up?
Well, on the first, there's $16 on the refrigerator.
Why 16?
Well, the fan belt broke. So, it was $1.80.
It's brand new.
Well, the man said that's the way it is. Till they work themselves in, you know?
I hope he didn't get stuck on that machine.
Well, they got the biggest ads of any of them.
I know, it's a fine machine. What else?
Well, there's $9.60 for the washing machine, and for the vacuum cleaner, there's $3.50 due on the 15. Then the roof, you got $21 remaining.
It don't leak, does it?
No, they did a wonderful job. Then you owe Frank for the carburetor.
I'm not going to pay that man. That goddamn Chevrolet, they ought to prohibit the manufacture of that car.
Well, you owe him $3.50, and odds and ends comes to around $120 by the 15th.
$120? My God, if business don't pick up, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, next week you'll do better.
Oh, I'll knock him dead next week. I'll go to Hartford. I'm very well liked in Hartford. You know, the trouble is, Linda, people don't seem to take to me.
Oh, don't be foolish.
I know it when I walk in. They seem to laugh at me.
Why? Why would they laugh at you? Don't talk like that, Willie.
I don't know the reason for it, but they just pass me by.
But you're doing wonderful, dear. You're making $70 to $100 a week.
But I gotta be at it 10, 12 hours a day. Other men, I don't know, they do it easier. I don't know why, I can't stop myself. I talk too much. A man ought to come in with a few words. One thing about Charlie is a man of few words, and they respect him.
You don't talk too much. You're just lively.
Well, I figure, what the hell, life is short, a couple of jokes. I joke too much.
Why?
And I'm fat. I'm very foolish to look at, Linda. I didn't tell you, but Christmas time I happened to be calling on F.H. Stewart's, and the salesman I know. And I was going in to see the buyer, and I heard him say something about walrus. And I cracked him right across the face. I won't take that. I simply will not take that, but they do laugh at me. I know that.
Darling.
I gotta overcome it. I know I gotta overcome it. I'm not dressing to advantage, maybe.
Willie, darling, you're the handsomest man in the world.
Oh, no, Linda.
To me, you are. The handsomest. And the boys, Willie, few men are idolized by their children the way you are.
You're the best there is, Linda. You're a pal, you know that? On the road, I just want to grab you sometimes and just kiss the life out of you. I get so lonely, especially when business is bad and there's nobody to talk to. I get the feeling that I'll never sell anything again. That I won't make a living for you or a business for the boys. There's just so much I want to
You
make.
didn't pick me, Willie. I picked you.
You picked me.
I did. I've been sitting at the desk watching all the salesmen go by, day in, day out. But you've got on such a sense of humor, and we do have such a good time together, don't we?
Sure. Why do you have to go now?
It's 2 o'clock.
No, come on in.
My sisters will be scandalized when you'll be back.
Oh, 2 weeks about. Will you come up again?
Sure thing. You do make me laugh. It's good for me. And I think you're a wonderful man.
You picked me, eh?
Because you're so sweet and such a kidder.
Well, I'll see you next time I'm in Boston.
I'll put you right through to the buyers.
Right, well, bottoms up.
You just kill me, Willie. You kill me, and thanks for the stockings. I love stockings. Well, good night.
Good night, and keep your pores open.
Oh, Willie.
You are, Willie, the handsomest man. You've got no reason to feel that.
I'll make it all up to you, Linda.
There's nothing to make up, dear. You're doing fine.
What's that?
Just mending my stockings. They're so expensive.
I won't have you mending stockings in this house. Now throw them out.
Where is he? If he doesn't study...
You'll give him the answer.
I do, but I can't on a Regents. That's a state exam. They're liable to arrest me.
Where is he? I'll whip him. I'll whip him.
And he better get back that football, Willie. It isn't nice.
Biff! Where is he? Why is he taking everything?
He's too rough with the girls, Willie. All the mothers are afraid of him.
I'll whip him.
He's driving a car without a license.
Shut up.
All the mothers.
Shut up.
Mr. Birnbaum says he's stuck up.
Get out of here.
If he doesn't buckle down, he'll flunk math.
He's right, Willie. You've gotta...
There's nothing the matter with him. You want him to get a worm like a Bernard? He's got spirit, personality, loaded with it. Loaded. What is he stealing? He's giving it back, isn't he? Why is he stealing? What did I tell him? I never in my life told him anything but decent things.
Let's go now. Come on.
Why does she have to wax the floors herself? Every time she waxes the floor, she kneels over. She knows that.
Shh. Take it easy. What brought you back tonight?
I got an awful scare. I nearly hit a kid in Yonkers. God, why didn't I go to Alaska with my brother Ben that time? Ben! That man was a genius. That man was success incarnate. What a mistake. He begged me to go.
Well, there's no use in...
You guys, there was a man started with the clothes on his back and ended up with diamond mines.
Boy, someday I'd like to know how he did it.
What is the mystery? The man knew what he wanted and went out and got it. Walked into a jungle and comes out at the age of 21 and he's rich. The world is an oyster, but you can't crack it open on a mattress.
Pop, I told you, I'm gonna retire you for life.
You'll retire me for life on $70 goddamn a week, and your women and your car and your apartment, and you'll retire me for life. Christ's sake, I couldn't get past Yonkers today. Where are you guys? Where are you? The woods are burning. I can't drive a car.
Everything all right?
Yeah, Charlie,
What's the matter?
I heard some noise. I thought something happened. Did we do something about the walls? You sneeze in here and in my house, hats blow off.
Let's go to bed, Dad. Come on.
You go ahead. I'm not tired at the moment.
Take it easy, huh?
What are you doing up?
Couldn't sleep good. Had some heartburn.
Well, you don't know how to eat.
I ate with my mouth.
No, ignorant. You gotta know about vitamins and things like that.
Come on, let's shoot. Tie out a little.
Alright, you got cards?
Yeah, I got it. Someplace. What's it with those vitamins?
Build up the bones. Chemistry.
Yeah, there's no bones in a heartburn.
What are you talking about? Do you know the first thing about it?
Don't get insulted.
Don't talk about something you don't know anything about.
What are you doing home?
A little trouble with the car.
Oh. I'd like to take a trip to California.
Don't say.
You want a job?
I got a job. I told you that. The hell are you offering me a job for?
Don't get insulted.
Don't insult me.
I don't see no sense in it. You don't have to go on this way.
I got a good job. What do you keep coming in here for?
You want me to go?
I can't understand it. He's going back to Texas again. What the hell is that?
Let him go.
I got nothing to give you, Charlie. I'm clean. I'm clean.
You won't starve. None of them starve. Forget about it.
And what if I got to remember?
You know, you take it too hard. To hell with it. When a deposit bottle's broken, you don't get your nickel back.
That's easy enough for you to say.
That ain't easy for me to say.
Did you see the ceiling I put up in the living room?
Yeah, it's a piece of work. Put up a ceiling's a mystery to me. How do you do it?
What's the difference?
Well, talk about it.
You gonna put up a ceiling?
How could I put up a ceiling?
Then what the hell are you bothering me for?
You're getting insulted again.
A man who can't handle tools is not a man. You're disgusting.
Don't call me disgusting, Willie.
I'm getting awfully tired, Ben.
Good, keep playing. You'll sleep better. You just call me Ben.
That's funny. For a second there, you reminded me of my brother Ben.
I only have a few minutes.
You never heard from him again, eh? Since that time?
Didn't Linda tell you? A couple of weeks ago, we got a letter from his wife in Africa. He died.
That's so.
So this is Brooklyn, eh?
Maybe you earned from some of his money.
Nah, he had 7 sons. There's just one opportunity I had with that man.
I must make a train, William. There are several properties I'm looking at in Alaska.
Sure. If I'd gone with him to Alaska at that time, everything would have been totally different.
Go on, you froze to death out there.
What are you talking about?
Opportunity is tremendous in Alaska, William. Surprised you're not up there.
Sure, tremendous.
Huh?
There was the only man I ever met who knew the answers.
Who?
How are you all?
Fine.
Pretty sharp tonight.
Is Mother living with you?
No, she died a long time ago.
Who?
That's too bad. Fine specimen of a lady, Mother.
Eh?
I'd hope to see the old girl.
Who died?
Heard anything from Father, have you?
What do you mean, who died?
What are you talking about?
William, it's 8:30.
Wait, that's my build.
I put the ace.
No, if you don't know how to play the game, I'm not going to throw my money away on you.
It was my ace, for God's sake.
I'm through.
When did Mother die?
Long ago, since the beginning, you never knew how to play cards.
Alright, next time I'll bring a deck with 5 aces.
I don't play that kind of game.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah?
Yeah!
So you're William.
Ben, I've been waiting for you for so long. What's the answer? How did you do it?
Oh, there's a story in that.
Is this Ben?
How do you do, my dear?
Where have you been all these years? Willie's always wondered where you...
Where is Dad? Didn't you follow him? How did you get started?
Well, I don't know how much you remember.
Well, I was just a baby, of course, only 3 or 4 years old.
3 years and 11 months.
What a memory, Ben.
I have many enterprises, William, and I have never kept books.
I remember I was sitting under the wagon in, was it Nebraska?
It was South Dakota, and I gave you a bunch of wildflowers.
I remember you walking away down some open road.
I was going to find Father in Alaska.
Where is he?
At that age, I had a very faulty view of geography, William. I discovered after a few days that I was heading due south, so instead of Alaska, I ended up in Africa.
Africa?
The Gold Coast.
Principally, diamond mines.
Diamond mines?
Yes, my dear, but I've only a few minutes.
Boys! Listen to this. This is your Uncle Ben, a great man. Tell my boys, Ben.
Why, boys, when I was 17, I walked into the jungle, and when I was 21, I walked out. And by God, I was rich.
You see what I've been talking about? The greatest things can happen.
I have an appointment in Ketchikan Tuesday week.
No, Ben, please, tell about Dad. I want my boys to hear. I want them to know the kind of stock they spring from. All I remember is a man with a big beard, and I was in Mama's lap, sitting around a fire, and some kind of high music.
His flute. He played the flute.
Sure, the flute, that's right.
Father was a very great man and a very wild-hearted man, too. We would start in Boston, and he'd toss the whole family into the wagon, and then he'd drive the team across the country through Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, Illinois, all the western states. And we'd stop in towns and sell the flutes that he'd made on the way. Great inventor, Father. With one gadget, he made more in a week than a man like you could make in a lifetime.
That's just the way I'm bringing them up, Ben. Rugged, well-liked, all around.
Yeah? Hit that, boy, as hard as you can.
Oh no, sir.
Come on, get me.
Go to it, Biff. Go ahead, show him.
Okay.
Why must he fight, dear?
Good boy, good boy.
How's that, Ben, eh?
Why must he fight, dear?
Good boy.
Look out, Biff!
Gee! Don't ever fight fair with a stranger. You'll never get out of the jungle that way. It was an honor and pleasure to meet you, Linda.
Have a nice trip.
And, good luck with, what do you do?
Selling.
Yes, well,
No, Ben. I don't want you to think. It's Brooklyn, I know, but we hunt too.
Really? Now? Really?
Oh, sure. There's snakes and rabbits, and that's why I moved out here. Why, Biff can fell any one of these trees in no time. Boys, go right over to where they're building the apartment house and get some sand. We're going to rebuild the entire front stoop right now. Watch this, Ben.
Yes, sir. On the double hat.
Listen, wait. You notice, Pop?
Listen, if they steal any more from that building, the watchman will put the cops on.
Don't let Biff.
You should have seen the lumber they brought home last week. At least a dozen 6x10s worth all kinds of money.
Listen, if that watchman...
I gave them hell, understand, but I got a couple of fearless characters there.
Willie, the jails are full of fearless characters.
And a stock exchange, friends.
Where are the rest of your pants, huh?
My wife bought them.
No, he needs a golf club, and you can go upstairs and go to sleep. Great athlete. Between him and his son Bernard, they can't hammer a nail.
The watchman's chasing Biff.
Shut up, he's not stealing anything.
Where is he? Biff, dear!
There's nothing wrong. What's the matter with you?
Nervy, boy. Good.
Oh, nerves of iron, that Biff.
Don't know what it is. My New England man comes back and he says he's bleeding. They murdered him up there.
It's contacts, Charlie. I got important contacts.
Glad to hear it, Willie. Coming later, we'll shoot a little casino. I'll be glad to take some of your Portland money.
Business is bad. It's murderous, but not for me, of course.
I'll stop by on my way back to Africa.
Can't you stay for a few days? You're just what I need, Ben, because I have a fine position here, but well, Dad left when I was such a baby, and I never had a chance to talk to him, and I still feel kind of temporary about myself.
I'll be late for my train.
Ben, my boys, can't we talk? They'd go into the jaws of hell for me. See, but
William, you're being first rate with your boys. Outstanding. Manly chaps.
Oh, Ben, that's good to hear, because sometimes I'm afraid that I'm not teaching them the right kind of... Ben, how should I teach them?
William, when I walked in the jungle, I was 17, and when I walked out, I was 21, and by God, I was rich.
Was rich? That's just the spirit I want to imbue with them. To walk into a jungle. I was right. I was
dear.
right.
Willie,
I was right.
did you have some cheese? It's very late, darling. Come to bed.
Gotta break your neck to see a star in this yard.
You coming in?
Whatever happened to that diamond watch fob? Remember when Ben came from Africa that time? Did he give me a watch fob with a diamond in it?
You pawned it, dear. 12, 13 years ago. For Biff's radio correspondence course.
Gee, that was a beautiful thing. I'll take a walk.
But you're in your slippers.
I was right. I was. What a man. There was a man worth talking to. I was right.
But you're in your slippers, Willie.
I was right. I was right. Walk into a jungle. I was right.
What is he doing out there? Shh. God almighty, Mom. How long has he been doing this?
Don't! He'll hear you.
What the hell is the matter with him?
It'll pass by morning.
Shouldn't we do anything?
Oh, my dear. You should do a lot of things. But there's nothing to do, so go to sleep.
Never heard him so loud, Mom.
We'll come around more often. You'll hear him.
Why didn't you write me about this, Mom?
How would I write to you? For over 3 months you had no address.
I was on the move. But you know I thought of you all the time. You know that, don't you, pal?
I know. Dear, I know. But he likes to have a letter, just to know that there's still a possibility for better things.
He's not like this all the time, is he?
It's when you come home, he's always the worst.
When I come home?
When you write you're coming, he's all smiles and talks about the future, and he's just wonderful. And then the closer you seem to come, the more shaky he gets. And then, by the time you get here, he's arguing and he seems angry at you. I think it's just that maybe he can't bring himself to open up to you. Why are you so hateful of each other? Why is that?
I'm not hateful, Mom.
But you no sooner come in the door and then you're fighting.
I don't know why. I mean to change. I'm trying to, Mom. You understand?
Are you home to stay now?
I don't know. I want to look around, see what you're doing.
Biff, you can't look around all your life. Can you?
I just can't take hold, Mom. I can't take hold of some stuff, some kind of a life.
Biff, a man is not a bird to come and go with springtime.
Your hair got so gray.
Oh, it's been gray since you were in high school. I just stopped dyeing it, that's all.
Dye it again, will ya? I don't want my pal looking old.
You're such a boy. You think you can go away for a year and... You've got to get it into your head now that one day you'll knock on the door and there'll be strange people here.
What are you talking about? You're not even 60, Mom.
But what about your father?
Well, I meant him too.
He admires Pop. Biff, dear, if you don't have any feeling for him, then you don't have any feeling for me.
Sure you can, Mom.
No, you can't just come to see me because I love him. He's the dearest man in the world to me, and I won't have anyone making him feel unwanted and low and blue. You've got to make up your mind now, darling. There's no leeway anymore. Either he's your father and you pay him with respect, or else you're not to come here. I know he's not easy to get along with. Nobody knows better than me, but...
Hey, Biffo!
What the hell's the matter with him?
Don't go near him.
Stop making excuses for him. He always wiped the floor with you. Never had an ounce of respect for you.
You always have respect for...
What the hell do you know about it?
Just don't call him crazy.
He's got no character. Charlie wouldn't do this. Not in his own house. Spewing out that vomit from his mind.
Charlie never had to cope with what he's got to.
People are worse off than Willie Loman. Believe me, I've seen them.
Then make Charlie your father, Biff. You can't do that, can you? I don't say he's a great man. Willie Loman never made a lot of money. His name was never in the paper. He's not the finest character that's ever lived. But he's a human being and a terrible thing is happening to him. So attention must be paid. He's not to be allowed to fall into his grave like an old dog. Attention must finally be paid to such a person. You called him crazy.
I didn't mean...
No, a lot of people think he's lost his balance. But you don't have to be very smart to know what his trouble is. The man is exhausted.
Well, sure.
A small man can be just as exhausted as a great man. He works for a company 36 years this March, opens up unheard of territories to their trademark, and now in his old age they take his salary away.
I didn't know that, Mom.
You never asked, my dear. Now that you get your spending money someplace else, you don't trouble your mind with him.
But I gave you money last...
Christmas time? $50. To fix the hot water, it cost $97.50. For 5 weeks, he's been on straight commission like a beginner, an unknown.
Those ungrateful bastards.
Are they any worse than his sons? When he brought them business, when he was young, they were glad to see him. But now his old friends, the old buyers that loved him so and always found some order to hand him in a pinch, they're all dead, retired. He used to be able to make 6, 7 calls a day in Boston. Now he takes his valises out to the car and puts them back and takes them out again, and he's exhausted. Instead of walking, he talks now. He drives 700 miles, and when he gets there, no one knows him anymore. No one welcomes him. And what goes through a man's mind driving 700 miles home without having earned a cent? Why shouldn't he talk to himself? Why? When he has to go to Charlie and borrow $50 a week and pretend to me that it's his pay? How long can it go? How long can that go on? How long? You see what I'm sitting here and waiting for? And you tell me he has no character? The man who has never worked a day, but for your benefit? When does he get a medal for that? Is this his reward? To turn around at the age of 63 and find his sons, who he loved better than life, one a philandering bum? Mom! That's all you are, my baby. And you. What happened to the love you had for him? You were such pals. How you used to talk to him on the phone every night, and how lonely he was till you could come home.
All right, Mom. I'll live here in my room and I'll get a job. I'll keep away from him, that's all.
No, Biff. You can't stay here and fight all the time.
He threw me out of this house, remember that?
Why did he do that? I never knew why.
Because I know he's a fake and he doesn't like anybody around who knows.
Why a fake? In what way? What do you mean?
Just don't lay it all at my feet. It's because me and him, that's all I have to say. I'll chip in from now on. He'll settle for half my paycheck. He'll be alright. I'm going to bed.
He won't be alright.
I hate the city and I'll stay here. Now what do you want?
He's dying, Biff.
Why is he dying?
He's been trying to kill himself.
How?
I live day from day.
What are you talking about?
Remember I wrote you that he smashed the car up again in February?
Well?
The insurance inspector came. He said that they have evidence that all these accidents in the last year weren't accidents.
How can they tell that? That's a lie.
It seems there's a woman,
What
and this
woman?
woman... What?
Nothing, go ahead.
What did you say?
Nothing, I just said, what woman?
What about her?
Well, it seems she was walking down the road and saw his car. She says he wasn't driving fast at all, and that he didn't skid. She says he came to a little bridge and then deliberately smashed into the railing. And it was only the shallowness of the water that saved him.
Oh no, he probably just fell asleep again.
I don't think he fell asleep.
Why not?
Last month. Oh, boys, it's so hard to say a thing like this. He's just a big, stupid man to you. But I tell you, there's more good in him than any other person. I was looking for a fuse. The lights blew out, and I went down to the cellar, and behind the fuse box, it happened to fall out. It was the length of a rubber pipe. Just short.
No kidding?
There's a little attachment on the end of it. I knew right away. And sure enough, on the bottom of the water heater, there's a new little nipple on the gas pipe.
That jerk!
Did you have it taken off?
I'm ashamed to. How can I mention it to him? Every day I go down and take away that little rubber pipe. But when he comes home, I put it back where it was. How can I insult him that way? I don't know what to do. I live from day to day, boys, I tell you. I know every thought in his mind. It sounds so old-fashioned and silly, but I tell you, he puts his whole life into you, and you've turned your backs on him. Biff, I swear to God, Biff, his life is in your hands.
How do you like that damn fool?
Alright, pal, alright. It's all settled now. I've been remiss. I know that, Mom. But I'll stay, and I swear to you, I'll apply myself. It's just, you see, Mom, I don't fit in business. Not that I won't try, I'll try, and I'll make good.
Sure you will. The trouble with you in business was you never try to please people.
I know,
Like when you worked for Harrison's. Bob Harrison said you were tops, and then you go and do some damn fool thing like whistling whole songs in the elevator like a comedian.
So what? I like to whistle sometimes.
You don't raise a guy to a responsible job who whistles in the elevator.
Well, don't argue about it now.
Like when you'd go off and swim in the middle of the day instead of taking the line around.
Well, don't you run off? You take off sometimes, don't you, on a nice summer day?
Yeah, but I cover myself.
Boys!
If I'm going to take a fade, the boss can call my number where I'm supposed to be, and they'll swear to him that I just left. I tell you something that I hate to say, Biff, but in the business world, some of them think you're crazy.
Screw the business world.
Alright, screw it. Great, but you cover yourself.
Hap!
I don't care what you think. They've laughed at that for years, and you know why? Because we don't belong in this nut house of a city. We should be mixing cement on some other plane, or carpenters. A carpenter is allowed to whistle.
Even your grandfather was better than a carpenter. You never grew up. Bernard does not whistle in the elevator, I assure you.
Yeah, but you do, Pop.
I have never whistled in an elevator. And who in the business world thinks I'm crazy?
I didn't mean like that, Pop. Now don't make a whole thing out of it, will you?
Go back to the West, be a carpenter, a cowboy, enjoy yourself.
Willie, he was just saying...
I heard what he said.
Hey, Pop, come on now.
They laugh at me, huh? Go to Feline's, go to the Hub, go to Slattery's, Boston, call out the name Willie Loman and see what happens. Big shot.
All right, Pop.
Big.
All right.
Why do you always insult me?
I didn't say a word. Did I say a word?
He didn't say anything, Willie.
All right. Good night. Good night.
Willie, dear, he just
If
decided...
you get tired hanging around tomorrow, I'll paint the ceiling I put up in the living room.
I'm leaving early tomorrow.
He's going to see Bill Oliver, Pop.
Oliver? For what?
He always said he'd stake me. I like to go into business, so maybe I can take him up on it.
Isn't that wonderful?
Don't interrupt. What's wonderful about it? There's 50 men in the city of New York who'd stake him. Sporting goods.
I guess so. I know something about it, and...
He knows something about it. You know sporting goods better than Spalding, for God's sakes. How much is he giving you?
I don't know. I didn't even see him yet, but...
Then what are you talking about?
Well, all I said I was going to see him, that's all.
Ah, you're counting your chickens again.
Oh, jeez, I'm going to sleep.
Do not curse in this house.
Since when do you get so clean?
Wait.
Don't use that language to me. I won't have it.
Wait a minute. I got an idea. I got a feasible idea. Come here, Biff. Let's have a talk over here. Let's get some sense here. Now, when I was down in Florida last time, I thought of a great idea to sell sporting goods. It just came back to me. You and I, Biff, we have a line, the Loman line. We train a couple weeks and put on a couple of exhibitions. See?
That's an idea.
Wait, we form 2 basketball teams, see? 2 water polo teams. We'll play each other. It's $1 million worth of publicity. 2 brothers, see? The Lohman brothers. Displays in the Royal Palms, all the hotels. And banners over the ring and basketball courts. The Lohman brothers. Baby, we could sell sporting goods.
That is a $1 million idea.
Marvelous.
I'm in great shape as far as that's concerned.
And the beauty of it, Biff, it wouldn't be like a business. We'd be out playing ball again.
Yeah, that's...
$1 million.
And you wouldn't get fed up with it, Biff. It'd be the family again. There'd be the honor, the comradeship. And if you wanted to go out for a swim or something, well, you'd do it. Without some smart, kooky getting up ahead of you.
Lick the world, you guys together, you would absolutely lick the civilized world.
I'll see Oliver tomorrow. Happy we can work that out.
Maybe things are beginning to...
Stop interrupting. Don't wear a sport jacket and slacks when you see Oliver.
No,
A business suit, and talk as little as possible. And don't crack any jokes.
He did like me. Always liked me.
He loved you.
Will you stop walking very serious? You are not applying for a boy's job. Money is to pass. Be quiet, fine, and serious. Everybody likes a kidder, but nobody lends him money.
I'll try to get some of myself, Biff. Sure I can.
I see great things for you kids. I think your troubles are over. But remember, start big and you'll end big. Ask for 15. How much are you going to ask for?
Gee, I don't know.
And don't say G. G is a boy's word. A man walking in for $15,000 does not say G.
10, I think, would be 10 tops.
Don't be so modest. You always started too low. Walk in with a big laugh. Don't look worried. Start off with a couple of your good stories to lighten things up. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Because personality always wins the day.
Oliver always thought the highest of him.
Will you let me talk?
Don't yell at her, Pop, will you?
I was talking, wasn't I?
I don't like you yelling at her all the time. I'm telling you, that's all.
What are you, taking over this house?
Willie.
Don't take his side all the time, goddammit!
Stop yelling at her!
Give my best to Bill Oliver. He may remember me.
What'd you have to start that for? You see how sweet he was as soon as you started talking hopefully? Come up and say goodnight to him. Don't let him go to bed that way.
Come on, Biff, let's buck him.
Please, dear. Just say goodnight. It takes so little to make him happy. Come. Your pajamas are hanging in the bathroom, Willie.
What a woman. They broke the mold when they made her. Huh, Biff?
He's off salary. My God, working on commission.
Well, let's face it. He's no hotshot selling man. Except that sometimes, you have to admit, he's a sweet personality.
Lend me 10 bucks, will you? I want to pay off some new ties.
I'll take you to a place I know. Beautiful stuff. We're wearing one of my striped shirts tomorrow.
She got gray. Mom got awful old. Gee, I'm gonna go into Oliver tomorrow and knock him for a...
Hey, come on up. Tell that to Dad. Let's give him a whirl. Come on.
You know, with 10,000 bucks, boy.
That's all talk, Biff. That's the first time I've heard the whole confidence out of you. You're gonna live with me, kid. And any baby you want, just say the word.
Can you do something about the shower? It's dripping.
All of a sudden, everything falls to pieces. Goddamn plumbing. I want to be sued, those people. I hardly finished putting it in and...
I'm just wondering if Oliver will remember him. You think he might?
Remember him? What's the matter with you? You crazy? If he'd have stayed with Oliver, he'd be on top by now. Wait till Oliver gets a look at him. You don't know the average caliber anymore. The average young man today is got a caliber of 0. Greatest thing in the world for him was to bum around. Glad to hear it, boy.
He wanted to say goodnight to you, sport.
Yeah. Knock him dead, boy. What did you want to tell me?
Just take it easy, Pop. Good night.
And if anything falls off the desk while you're talking to him, like a package or something, don't you pick it up. They have office boys for that.
I'll make a big breakfast.
Will you let me finish? Tell him you were in the business in the West, not farm work.
All right, Dad.
I think everything...
And don't undersell yourself. No less than $15,000.
Okay. Good night, Mom.
Because you got a greatness in you, Biff. Remember that. You got all kinds of greatness.
Sleep well, darling.
I'm gonna get married, Mom. I want to tell you.
Go to sleep, dear.
I just wanted to tell you.
Keep up the good work. God, remember that Ebbets Field game? Championship of the city?
Just rest. Should I sing to you?
Yeah, sing to me. When that team came out, he was the tallest, remember?
Oh, yes. And in gold.
Like a young god. Hercules. Something like that. And the sun all around him. Remember how he waved to me right up from the field with the representatives of 3 colleges standing by? And the buyers I brought, and the cheers when he came out. Low men, low men, low men. God almighty, it'll be great yet. A star like that, magnificent, can never really fade away.
Willie dear, what has he got against you?
I'm so tired. Don't talk anymore.
Will you ask Howard to let you work in New York?
First thing in the morning. Everything will be all right. Gee, look at the moon moving between the buildings. Wonderful coffee. You have itself.
Can I make you some eggs?
Nah, take a breath.
You look so rested, dear.
I slept like a dead one. First time in months. Imagine sleeping till 10 on a Tuesday morning. Boys left nice and early, eh?
They were out of here by 8 o'clock.
Good work.
It's so thrilling to see them leave together. I can't get over the shaving lotion in this house. Biff was very changed this morning. His whole attitude seemed to be hopeful. He couldn't wait to get downtown to see Oliver.
He's heading for a change. There's no question. There simply are certain men that take longer to get solidified. How did he dress?
His blue suit. He's so handsome in that suit. He could be anything in that suit.
There's no question at all. Gee, on the way home tonight, I'd like to buy some seeds.
That'd be wonderful. But not enough sun gets back there. Nothing will grow anymore.
You wait, kid. Before it's all over, we're going to get a nice little place out in the country. I'll raise some vegetables, a couple chickens.
You'll do it yet, dear.
And they'll get married and come for a weekend. I built a little guest house, because I got so many fine tools, and all I need is a little lumber and some peace of mind.
I sewed the lining.
I could build 2 guest houses, so they both come. Did he decide on how much he's going to ask Oliver for?
He didn't mention, but I imagine 10 or 15,000. You going to talk to Howard?
Yeah, I'll put it to him straight and simple. He'll just have to take me off the road.
And Willie, don't forget to ask for a little advance, because we've got the insurance premium. It's a grace period now.
That's 100...
108.68, because we're a little short again.
Why are we short?
Well, you had the motor job on the car.
That goddamn Studebaker.
And you got one more payment on the refrigerator.
But it just broke again.
Well, it's old, dear.
I told you we should have bought a well-advertised machine. Charlie bought a General Electric, and it's 20 years old and it's still good, that son of a bitch.
But Willie...
Who ever heard of a Hastings refrigerator? Once in my life, I would like to own something outright before it's broken. I'm always in a race with the junkyard. I just finished paying for the car and it's on its last legs. The refrigerator consumes belts like a goddamn maniac. They time those things. They time them so when they finally paid for, they're used up.
All told, about $200 would carry us, dear. But that includes the last payment on the mortgage. After this payment, Willie, the house belongs to us.
It's 25 years.
Biff was 9 years old when we bought it.
Well, that's a great thing. So whether a 25-year mortgage is...
It's an accomplishment.
All the cement, the lumber, the reconstruction I put in this house, there ain't a crack to be found in it anymore.
Well, it served its purpose.
What purpose? Some stranger will come along, move in, and that's that. If only Biff would take the house and raise a family. Goodbye, I'm late.
Oh, I forgot. You're supposed to meet them for dinner.
Me?
At Frank's Chop House on 48th near 7th Avenue.
Is that so? How about you?
No, just the 3 of you. They're going to blow you to a big meal.
Don't say. Who thought of that?
Biff came to me this morning, Willie, and he said, tell Dad we want to blow him to a big meal. Be there at 6 o'clock, and you and your 2 boys are going to have dinner.
Gee whiz, that's really something. I'm gonna knock Howard for a loop, kid. I'll get an advance, I'll come home with a New York job, goddammit, now I'm gonna do it.
Oh, that's the spirit, Willie.
I will never get behind the wheel for the rest of my life.
It's changing, Willie. I can feel it changing.
Beyond a question. Goodbye, I'm late.
You got your glasses?
Yeah, I got my glasses.
And a handkerchief?
Yeah, a handkerchief.
And your saccharin?
Yeah, my saccharin.
Be careful on the subway stairs.
Will you stop mending stockings, at least while I'm in the house? It gets me nervous. I can't tell you. Please.
Remember Frank's Chop House?
Maybe beets would grow out there.
But you've tried so many times.
Yeah. Well, don't work too hard today.
Be careful.
Hello? Oh, Biff, I'm so glad you called. Yes, sure, I just told him. Yes, he'll be there for dinner at 6 o'clock. I didn't forget. Listen, I was just dying to tell you. You know that little rubber pipe you told me about? That he connected to the gas heater? I finally decided to go down to the cellar this morning and take it away and destroy it. But it's gone. Imagine. He took it away himself. It isn't there. When? Oh, then you took it. Oh, nothing. It's just that I'd hoped he'd taken it away himself. Oh, I'm not worried, darling, because this morning he left in such high spirits. It was so like the old days. I'm not afraid anymore. Did Mr. Oliver see you? Well, you didn't wait there then. And make a nice impression on him, darling. Just don't perspire too much before you see him. And have a nice time with Dad. He might have big news, too. That's right, a New York job. And be sweet to him tonight, dear. Be loving to him, because he's only a little boat looking for a harbor. Oh, that's wonderful, Biff. You'll save his life. Thanks, darling. Just put your arm around him when he comes into the restaurant. Give him a smile. That's the boy. Goodbye, dear. You got your comb? That's fine. Goodbye, Biff, dear.
Hello, Willie. Come on in.
I'd like to have a little talk with you, Howard.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I'll be with you in a minute.
What's that, Howard?
Didn't you ever see one of those? Wire recorder.
Oh, can we talk for a minute?
Records things. Just got a delivery yesterday. Been driving me crazy. The most terrific machine I ever saw in my life. I was up all night with it.
What do you do with it?
I bought it for dictation, but you can do anything with it. Listen to this. I had it home last night. Listen to what I picked up. The first one's of my daughter. Get this. Listen to that kid whistle.
That is lifelike, isn't it?
7 years old. Get that tone.
I'd like to ask a favor of you.
She's crazy for me. That's me. Huh.
You're very good.
Shh. Get this now. This is my son.
The capital of Alabama is Montgomery. The capital of Arizona
I'll make it an
is
answer
Phoenix.
someday.
The capital of Arkansas is
Get
Little
that.
Rock. The capital of
Order.
California is Sac.
Wait a minute. The maid kicked the plug out.
Well, it certainly is.
It's 9
For
o'clock
God's
below
sake.
the watch time, so I have to go to sleep.
That really is.
Wait a minute. This next one's my wife. Go on. Say something. Well, you gonna talk?
I can't think of anything.
It's turning.
Hello. Oh, Howard, I can't talk into this.
That is a wonderful machine. Can we...
I'll tell you, Willie. I'm gonna take my camera and my bandsaw and all my hobbies, and out they go. This is the most fascinating relaxation I've ever found.
I think I'll get one myself.
Sure, they're only $100.50. You can't do without it. Suppose you want to hear Jack Benny, see? But you can't be at home at that hour. So you tell the maid to turn on the radio when Jack Benny comes on. And this automatically goes on with the radio.
And when you come home,
You can come home at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, anytime you like, and get yourself a Coke and sit yourself down. Throw that switch, and there's Jack Benny, programmed right in the middle of the night.
I'm definitely going to get one, because lots of times I'm on the road, and I think to myself what I must be missing on the radio.
Don't you have a radio in the car?
Well, yeah, but whoever thinks of turning it on.
Say, aren't you supposed to be in Boston?
Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about, Howard. You got a minute?
What happened? What are you doing here?
Well...
You didn't crack up again, did you?
Oh, no.
Geez, you had me worried there for a minute. What's the trouble?
Well, to tell you the truth, Howard, I've come to the decision that I'd rather not travel anymore.
Not travel? Well, what'll you do?
Well, remember Christmas time when you had the party here? You said you tried to think of some spot for me here in town.
With us?
Well, sure.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Well, I couldn't think of anything for you, Willie.
I tell you, Howard, the kids are all grown up, you know. I don't need much anymore. If I could take home, well, $65 a week, I could swing it.
Yeah, but Willie, see...
I tell you what, Howard. Speaking frankly, in between the two of us, you know, I'm just a little tired.
Oh, I could understand that, Willie. But you're a roadman. Willie, and we do have a road business. We've only got half a dozen salesmen on the floor here.
God knows, Howard, I never asked for a favor of any man. But I was with the firm when your father used to carry you here in his arms.
I know that, Willie, but...
Your father came to me the day you were born and asked me what I thought of the name Howard. May he rest in peace.
I appreciate that, Willie, but there's just no spot here for you. If I had a spot, I'd slam you right in it, but I just don't have any single solitary spot.
Howard, all I need to set my table is $50 a week.
But where am I going to put you, kid?
Look, it isn't a question of whether I can sell merchandise, is it?
No, but it's a business, kid, and everybody's got to pull his own weight.
Just let me tell you the story, Howard.
Because you ain't got to admit, business is business.
Business is definitely business, but just listen for a minute. You don't understand this. When I was a boy, 18, 19, I was already on the road. And there was a question in my mind as to whether selling had a future for me. Because in those days, I had a yearning to go to Alaska.
See, there were 3 gold strikes out in 1 month in Alaska, and I felt like going out just for the ride, you might say.
Don't say.
Oh, yeah, my father lived many years in Alaska. He was an adventurous man. We've got quite a little streak of self-reliance in our family. I thought I'd go out with my older brother and try to locate him, maybe settle in the north with the old man. And I was almost about to decide to go when I met a salesman in the Parker house. His name was Dave Singleman, and he was 84 years old, and he drummed merchandise in 31 states. And old Dave, he'd go up to his room, you understand, and put on his green velvet slippers, I'll never forget, and pick up his phone and call the buyers, and without ever leaving his room, at the age of 84, he made his living. And when I saw that, I realized that selling was the greatest career a man could want. Because what could be more satisfying than to be able to go at the age of 84 into 20 or 30 different cities and pick up a phone and be remembered and loved and helped by so many different people. Do you know, when he died, and by the way, he died the death of a salesman in his green velvet slippers and the smoker of the New York, New Haven, and Hartford going into Boston. When he died, hundreds of salesmen and buyers were at his funeral. Things were sat on a lot of trains for months after that. In those days, there was personality in it, Howard. There was respect, and comradeship, gratitude in it. Today, it's all cut and dried, and there's no chance for bringing friendship to bear, or personality. See what I mean? They don't know me anymore.
That's just the thing, Willie.
If I had $40 a week, that's all I need. $40, Howard.
Kid, I can't take the blood from a stone.
Howard, the year Al Smith was nominated, your father came to me, and...
I've got to see some more people, kid.
I'm talking about your father. There were promises made across this desk. You mustn't tell me you've got people to see. I put 34 years into this firm, Howard, and now I can't pay my insurance. You can't eat the orange and throw the peel away. A man is not a piece of fruit. Now pay attention. Your father, in 1928, I had a big year. I averaged $170 a week in commissions.
Now, Willie, you've never averaged.
I averaged $170 a week in the year of 1928. And your father came to me, or rather, I was in this office here, and it was right over this desk. He put his hand on my shoulder.
You'll have to excuse me, Willie. I've got some people to see. Pull yourself together. I'll be back in a little while.
Pull myself together? What the hell did I say to him? Oh my God, I was yelling at him. How could I? Frank, don't you remember when you told me that time how you put your hand on my shoulder? And Frank,
of New York is Albany.
Howard,
the capital
Howard,
of Ohio is Cincinnati.
Shut it off.
The capital of Rhode Island
look,
is...
Willie.
I gotta get myself some coffee. I'll get some coffee.
Willie, look.
I'll go to Boston.
Willie, you can't go to Boston for us.
Why can't I go?
I don't want you to represent us. I've been meaning to tell you for a long time now.
Howard, are you firing me?
I think you need a good rest, Willie.
Howard.
And when you feel better, come back and we'll see if we can work something out.
I gotta earn money, Howard. I'm in no position to...
Where are your sons? Why don't your sons give you a hand?
They're working on a very big deal.
Well, this is no time for false pride, Willie. You go to your sons and you tell them you're tired. You've got 2 great boys, haven't you?
Oh, no question, no question. But in the meantime...
Then that's that, huh?
Alright. I'll go to Boston tomorrow.
No.
I can't throw myself on my sons. I'm not a cripple.
Look, kid, I'm busy this morning.
Howard, you've got to let me go to Boston.
I've got a line of people to see this morning. Sit down, take 5 minutes, and pull yourself together. Then go home, will ya? I need the office, Willie. Oh yeah, whenever you can this week, stop by and drop off the samples. You'll feel better, Willie. Then come back and we'll talk. Pull yourself together, kid. There's people outside.
How did you do it? What is the answer? Did you wind up the Alaska deal already?
Doesn't take much time if you know what you're doing. This is a short business trip. Boarding ship in an hour. I just want to say goodbye.
Ben, I've got to talk to you.
Haven't the time, William.
Ben, nothing's working out. I don't know what to do.
Now look here, William. I bought timberland in Alaska, and I need a man to look after things for me.
God, timberland. Man, my boy's out in those grand outdoors?
You have a new continent at your doorstep, William. Get out of these cities. They're full of talk and time payments and courts of law. Screw on your fist and you can fight for a fortune up there.
Yes! Linda!
Oh, you're back.
I haven't much time.
No, wait! Linda, he's got a proposition for me in Alaska.
He's got a beautiful job here.
But in Alaska, kid, I could...
You're doing well enough,
Enough
Willie.
for what, my dear?
Don't say those things to him. Enough to be happy right here, right now. Why must everybody conquer the world? You're so well liked. The boys love you, and someday, why, old man Wagner told him just the other day that if he keeps it up, he'll be the member of the firm. Didn't he, Willie?
Well, sure. I am building things with this firm, Ben. And if a man is building something, he must be on the right track, mustn't he?
What are you building? Lay your hand on it. Where is it?
That is true, Linda. There's nothing.
Why? There's a man 84 years old.
That's right, Ben, that's right. When I look at that man, I say that what is there to worry about? It's true, Ben. All he has to do is go into any city, pick up the phone, and he's making his living, and you know why?
I've got to go.
Look at this boy. Without a penny to his name, 3 great universities are begging for him. And from there, the sky's the limit, because it's not what you do, Ben. It's who you know and the smile on your face. It's contacts, Ben, contacts. The whole wealth of Alaska passes over the lunch table at the Commodore Hotel. And that's the wonder of this country, that a man can end with diamonds here on the basis of being well-liked. And that's why when you get out onto that field today, it's important, because thousands of people will be rooting for you and loving you. And Ben, when he walks into a business office, his name will sound out like a bell, and all the doors were open to him. I've seen it, Ben. I've seen it 1,000 times. You can't feel it with your hand like timber, but it's there.
Goodbye, William.
Ben, am I right? Don't you think I'm right? I value your advice.
There's a new continent at your doorstep, William. You could walk out rich. Rich.
We'll do it here, Ben. You hear me? We're gonna do it here.
Oh, gee, I was afraid you left already.
Why? What time is it?
It's 1:30.
Well, come on, everybody. Abbott's Field, next stop. Where are the pennants?
Did you pack fresh underwear?
I want to go.
Biff, I'm carrying your helmet, ain't I?
No, I'm carrying the helmet.
Oh, Biff, you promised me.
I'm carrying the helmet.
How am I going to get in the locker room?
Let him carry the shoulder guards.
Can I, Biff? Because I told everybody I'm going to be in the locker room.
In Ebbets Field, it's the clubhouse.
I meant the clubhouse. Biff!
Biff!
Let him carry the shoulder guards.
Stay close to us now.
Everybody wave when Biff comes out onto the field. You set now, boy?
Ready to go, Pop. Every muscle's ready.
You realize what this means?
That's right, Pop.
You're coming home this afternoon, captain of the all-scholastic championship team of the city of New York.
I got it, Pop. And remember, pal, when I take off my helmet, that's touchdowns for you.
Well, let's go. I got no room for you, Charlie.
Room for what?
In the car.
You going for a ride? I want to shoot some casino.
Casino? Don't you realize what today is?
Oh, he knows, Willie. He's just kidding with you.
That's nothing to kid about.
No, Linda. What's going on?
He's playing in Ebbets Field.
Baseball? In this weather?
Don't talk to him. Come on, come on.
Wait a minute. Didn't you hear the news?
What?
Don't you listen to the radio? Ebbets Field just blew up.
You go to hell. Come on, we're late.
Knock a homer, Biff. Knock a homer.
I don't think that was funny, Charlie. This is the greatest day of his life.
Willie, when are you gonna grow up?
Yeah? Eh? When this game is over, Charlie, you'll be laughing out of the other side of your face. They'll be calling him another Red Grange. $25,000 a year.
Is that so?
Yeah, that's so.
Well, then I'm sorry, Willie. But tell me something.
What?
Who's Red Grange?
Put up your hands. Put up your hands, goddamn you. Put up your hands. What are you walking away for? Don't walk away. If you're gonna say something, say it to my face. I know you laugh at me behind my back. You'll laugh out the other side of your goddamn face after this game. Touchdown! Touchdown, 80,000 people. Touchdown right between the goalposts.
Say, Bernard, will you go out in the hall?
What is that noise? Who is it?
Mr. Loman, he just got off the elevator.
Who's he arguing with?
Nobody. There's nobody with him. I can't deal with him anymore, and your father gets all upset every time he comes. I've got a lot of typing to do, and your father's waiting to sign it. Will you see him?
Touchdown! Touchdown! Jenny, good to see you. How are you? Working or still honest?
Fine. How have you been feeling?
Not much anymore, Jenny.
Hello, Uncle Willie.
Bernard. Well, look who's here.
How are you? Good to see you.
What are you doing here?
Oh, just stop by to see Pop. Get off my feet till my train leaves. I'm going to Washington in a few minutes.
Is he in?
Yes, he's in the office with the accountant. Sit down.
What are you going to do in Washington?
Oh, just a case I've got there, Willie.
That's so. You going to play tennis there?
I'm staying with a friend who's got a court.
Don't say. His own tennis court. Must be fine people, I bet.
They are. Very nice. Dad tells me Biff's in town.
Yeah, Biff's in. Working on a very big deal, Bernard.
What's Biff doing?
Well, he's been doing very big things in the West, but he decided to establish himself here. Very big. We're having dinner. Did I hear you and your wife had a boy?
That's right. Our second.
2 boys. What do you know?
What kind of deal did Biff got?
Well, Bill Oliver, a very big sporting goods man, he wants Biff very badly. Called him in from the West. Long distance, carte blanche, special deliveries. Your friends have their own private tennis courts?
You still with the old firm, Willie?
I'm overjoyed to see how you made the grade, Bernard. Overjoyed. It's an encouraging thing to see a young man really It looks very good for Biff. Very... Bernard.
What is it, Willie?
What's the secret?
What secret?
How? How did you... Why didn't he ever catch on?
I wouldn't know that, Willie.
You were his friend, his boyhood friend. There's something I don't understand about it. His life ended after that Ebbets Field game. From the age of 17, nothing good ever happened to him.
He never trained himself for anything.
But he did. After high school, he took so many correspondence courses. Radio mechanics, television, God knows what. And never made the slightest mark.
Willie, do you want to talk candidly?
I regard you as a very brilliant man, Bernard. I value your advice.
Oh, the hell with the advice, Willie. I couldn't advise you. There's just one thing I've always wanted to ask you. When he was supposed to graduate and the math teacher flunked
Oh, that son of a bitch ruined his life.
Yeah, but Willie, all he had to do was go to summer school and make up the subject.
That's right.
Did you tell him not to go to summer school?
Me? I begged him to go. I ordered him to go.
Then why wouldn't he go?
Why? Bernard, that question has been trailing me like a ghost for the last 15 years. He flunked the subject and laid down and died like a hammer hit him.
Take it easy, kid.
Let me talk to you. I got nobody to talk to. Bernard, was it my fault? You see, it keeps going around in my mind. Maybe I did something to him. I got nothing to give him.
Don't take it so hard.
Why did he lay down? What is the story there? You were his friend.
Willie, I remember it was June and our grades came out. And he'd flunked math.
That son of a bitch.
No, it wasn't right then, Biff. Biff just got very angry. I remember it, and he was ready to enroll to summer school.
He was?
He wasn't beaten by it all, but then, Willie, he disappeared from the block for almost a month. And I got the idea that he'd gone up to New England to see you. Did he ever talk with you often? Willie?
Yeah, he came to Boston. What about it?
Well, just when he came back, I'll never forget this. It always mystifies me, because I thought so well of Biff. Even though he'd always taken advantage of me, I loved him. Willie, you know? And he came back after that month and took his sneakers. Remember those sneakers with University of Virginia printed on them? He was so proud of those, wore them every day, and he took them down in the cellar and burned them in the furnace. We had a fist fight. It lasted at least half an hour, just the two of us punching each other down the cellar and crying right through it. I've often thought of how strange it was. I knew he'd given up his life. What happened in Boston, Willie? I just bring it up because you asked me.
Nothing. What do you mean what happened? What's that got to do with anything?
Well, don't get sore.
What are you trying to do? Blame it on me? If a boy lays down, is that my fault?
No, Willie, don't get...
Well, don't talk to me that way. What does that mean, what happened?
Hey, you're gonna miss that train.
Yeah, I'm going. Thanks, Pop. Goodbye, Willie, and don't worry about it, you know. If at first you don't succeed.
Yes, I believe in that.
But sometimes, Willie, it's better for a man who's walked away.
Walk away?
That's right.
But what if you can't walk away?
I guess that's when it's tough. Goodbye, Willie.
Goodbye, boy.
How do you like this, kid? Gonna argue a case for the Supreme Court.
Pop!
No. The Supreme Court?
I gotta run. Bye, Dad.
Knock him dead, Bernard.
Supreme Court? You didn't even mention it.
You don't have to. He's gonna do it.
And you never told him what to do, did you? You never took any interest in him.
My salvation is that I never took any interest in anything. There's some money, $50. I got an accountant inside.
Charlie, look. I got my insurance to pay. If you can manage it, I need $110. I draw it from my bank, but Linda would know, and
Sit down, Willie.
I'm keeping an account of everything, remember. I'll pay every penny back.
Now listen to me, Willie.
I want you to know I appreciate...
Willie, what are you doing? What the hell's going on in your head?
Why? I'm simply...
I offered you a job. You can make $50 a week, and I won't send you on the road.
I've got a job.
Without pay? What kind of a job is a job without pay? Now look, kid, enough is enough. I'm no genius, but I know when I'm being insulted.
Insulted?
Why don't you want to work for me?
What's the matter with you? I've got a job.
Then what are you walking in here every week for?
Well, if you don't want me to walk in here...
I'm offering you a job.
I don't want your goddamn job.
When the hell are you going to grow up?
You big ignoramus. If you say that to me one more time, I'll wrap you one. I don't care how big you are.
How much you need, Willie?
Charlie, I'm strapped. I'm strapped. I don't know what to do. I was just fired.
Howard fired you?
That snot-nose. Imagine that. I named him. I named him Howard.
Willie, when are you going to realize that them things don't mean anything? You named him Howard, but you can't sell that. The only thing you got in this world is what you can sell. And the funny thing is that you're a salesman and you don't even know it.
I've always tried to think otherwise, I guess. I always felt that if a man was impressive and well-liked, that nothing...
Why must everyone be well-liked? Who liked J.P. Morgan? Was he impressive? In Turkish bath, he looked like a butcher. With his pockets on, he was very well liked. Now listen, Willie, I know you don't like me, and nobody can say I'm in love with you. But I'll give you a job because, just for the hell of it, put it that way. Now what do you say?
I just can't work for you, Charlie.
What, are you jealous of me?
I can't work for you, that's all. Don't ask me why.
You've been jealous of me all your life, you damn fool. Here, you pay your insurance.
I'm keeping strict accounts.
I've got some work to do. Take care of yourself. Pay your insurance.
Funny, you know? After all the highways and the trains and the appointments and the years, you end up worth more dead than alive.
Willie, nobody's worth nothing dead. Did you hear what I said? Willie.
Apologize to Bernard for me when you see him. I didn't mean to argue with him. He's a fine boy. They're all fine boys, and they'll end up big, all of them. Someday they'll all play tennis together. Wish me luck, Charlie. He saw Bill Oliver today.
Good luck.
Charlie, you're the only friend I got. Isn't that a remarkable thing? Jesus.
That's alright, Mr. Lohman. I can handle it myself.
Huh. This is better.
Sure. In the front there, you're in the middle of all kinds of noise. Whenever you got a party, Mr. Lohman, you just tell me and I'll put you back here. You know, there's a lot of people, they don't like it private because when they go out, they like to see a lot of action around them because they're sick and tired of staying in the house by themselves. But I know you. You ain't from Hackensack. You know what I mean?
So how's it going, Stanley?
It's a dog's life. I only wish during the war they'd take me in the army. I could have been dead by now.
My brother's back, Stanley.
Oh, he come back, eh? From the far west?
Yeah, big cattleman, my brother. So treat him right. And my father's coming too.
Oh, your father too?
You got a couple of nice lobsters?
100%. Big.
I want them with the claws.
Don't worry, I don't give you no mice. How about some wine? It'll put a head on the meal.
Nah. You remember, Stanley, that recipe I brought you from overseas? The one with the champagne in it?
Oh yeah, sure. I still got it tacked up yet in the kitchen, but that'll have to cost $1 a piece anyways.
Oh, that's alright.
What do you, hit a number or something?
Nah, it's a little celebration. My brother is... I think he pulled off a big deal today. I think we're going into business together.
Great. That's the best for you, because a family business, you know what I mean? That's the best.
That's what I think.
Because what's the difference? Somebody steals, it's in the family. Know what I mean? Like this bartender here. The boss is going crazy. What kind of leak he's got in the cash register? You put it in, but it don't come out.
Shh.
What?
You notice I wasn't looking left or right, was I?
No.
And my eyes are closed.
So what's the...
Strudel's coming.
No, there's no... Jeez, how'd you know?
I got a radar or something. Ooh, Stanley.
I think that's for you, Mr. Lohman.
Look at that mouth. Oh, God. And the binoculars.
Jeez, you got a life, Mr. Lohman.
I'll wait on her.
Would you like a menu, ma'am?
I'm expecting somebody, but I'd like a...
Why don't you bring her... Oh, excuse me, miss. Do you mind? I sell champagne, and I'd like you to try my brand. Buy her champagne, Stanley.
That's awfully nice of you.
Don't mention it. It's all company money.
That's a charming product to be selling, isn't it?
Oh, I guess it'd be like everything else. Selling is selling, you know?
I suppose.
You don't happen to sell, do you?
No, I don't sell.
Would you object to a compliment from a stranger? You ought to be a magazine cover.
I have been.
What did I say before, Stanley? You see, she's a cover girl.
Oh, I could see. I could see.
What magazine?
Oh, a lot of them.
You know what they say in France, don't you? Champagne is a drink of the complexion. Hiya, Beth.
Hello, kids. Sorry I'm late.
I just got here. Miss...
Forsyth.
Ooh, Miss Forsyth. This is my brother.
Is Dad here?
His name is Biff. You might have heard of him. Great football player.
Really? What team?
Are you familiar with football?
No, I'm afraid I'm not.
Biff is a quarterback with the New York Giants.
Well, that's nice, isn't it?
Good hell.
I'm happy to meet you.
That's my name. Hap. It's really Harold, but at West Point they call me Happy.
Oh, I see. How do you do?
Isn't Dad coming?
You want her?
Oh, I can never make that.
I remember the time that idea would never come into your head. Where's the old confidence, Biff?
I just saw Oliver.
Wait a minute. I got to see that old confidence again. Do you want her? She's on call.
I don't know.
I'm telling you. Watch this. Honey, are you busy?
Well, I am, but I can make a phone call.
Do that, will you, honey? And see if you can get a friend. He'll be here for a while. Biff is one of the greatest football players in the country.
Well, I'm certainly happy to meet you.
Come back soon.
I'll try.
Don't try, honey. Try hard. Isn't that a shame now? A beautiful girl like that? That's why I can't get married. There's no good women in 1,000. New York is loaded with them, kid.
Hap, look.
I told you, she was on call.
Cut it out, will ya? I want to say something to you.
Did you see Oliver?
I saw him all right. Now look, I want to tell Dad a couple things. I want you to help me.
What? Is he coming back to you?
Are you crazy? You're out of your goddamn head, you know that?
Why? What happened?
I did a terrible thing today, Hap. It's been the strangest day I ever went through. I'm all numb, I swear.
You mean he wouldn't see you?
Well, I waited 6 hours for him, see? All day. Kept saying my name in. Even tried Dave's secretary so she'd get me in. But no soap.
Because you're not showing the old confidence, Biff. He remembered you, didn't he?
Finally, about 5 o'clock, he comes in. Didn't remember who I was or anything. I felt like such an idiot, Hap.
Did you tell him my Florida idea?
He walked away. I saw him for 1 minute. I got so mad I could have torn the walls down. How the hell did I ever get the idea I was a salesman there? I didn't believe myself that I'd been a salesman for him. And then he gave me one look, and I realized what a ridiculous lie my whole life has been. We've been talking in a dream for 15 years. I was a shipping clerk.
What'd you do?
Well, he left, see, and the secretary went out. I was all alone in the waiting room. I don't know what came over me, Hap. Next thing I know, I'm in his office, paneled walls, everything. I can't explain it. I took his fountain pen.
Jeez, did he catch you?
I ran out. I ran down all 11 flights. I ran and ran and ran.
That was awful dumb. What'd you do that for?
I don't know. I just wanted to take something. I don't know. You gotta help me, Hap. I gotta tell Pop.
You crazy? What for?
Hap, he's gotta understand that I'm not the man somebody lends that kind of money to. He thinks I've been spending him all these years and it's eating him up.
That's just it. You tell him something nice.
I can't.
Say you got a lunch date with Oliver tomorrow.
So what do I do tomorrow?
Leave the house tomorrow and come back at the night and say Oliver's thinking it over. And he thinks it over for a couple of weeks and gradually it fades away and nobody's got the worst.
But it'll go on forever.
Dad is never so happy as when he's looking forward to something. Oh, hello, Scout.
Gee, I haven't been here in years.
Stanley.
Sit down, Pop. You want a drink?
Sure, I don't mind.
Let's get a load on.
You look worried.
No. Scott's all around. Make it doubles.
Doubles, right.
You had a couple already, didn't you?
Just a couple, yeah.
Well, what happened, boy? Everything go alright?
Pal, I had an experience today.
Terrific, Pop.
That's so? What happened?
I'm going to tell you everything from first to last. It's been a strange day. I had to wait quite a while for him.
Oliver?
Yeah, Oliver. All day as a matter of cold fact. And a lot of instances, facts. Pop, facts about my life came back to me. Who was it, Pop? Whoever said that I was a salesman with Oliver?
Well, you were.
No, Dad, I was a shipping clerk.
But you were practically a salesman.
Dad, I don't know who said it first, but I was never a salesman for Bill Oliver.
What are you talking about?
Let's hold on to the facts tonight, Pop. We're not going to get anywhere bulling around. I was a shipping clerk.
Alright, now listen to me.
Why don't you let me finish?
I'm not interested in stories about the past or any crap of that kind because the woods are burning, boys. You understand? There's a big blaze going on all around. I was fired today.
How could you be?
I was fired, and I'm looking for a little good news to tell your mother because the woman has waited and the woman has suffered. The gist of it is that I haven't got a story left in my head, Biff. So don't give me a lecture about facts and aspects. I am not interested. Now what have you got to say to me? Did you see Oliver?
Jesus, Dad.
You mean he didn't go up there?
Sure, he went up there.
I did. I saw him. How could they fire you?
What kind of welcome did he give you?
He won't even let you work on commission?
I'm out. So tell me, he gave you a warm welcome?
Sure, Bob, sure.
Well, it was kind of...
I was wondering if he'd remember you. Imagine, man doesn't see him for 10, 12 years and gives him that kind of a welcome.
Damn right.
Pop, look.
You know why he remembered you, don't you? Because you impressed him in those days.
Let's talk quietly and get this down to the facts, huh?
Well, what happened? It's great news, Biff. Did he take you into his office, or did you talk in the waiting room?
Well, he came in, see...
What'd he say? Bet you he threw his arm around you.
Well, he kind
He's a
of...
fine man. Very hard man to see, you know.
Oh, I know.
Is that where you had the drinks?
Yeah, he gave me a couple of... No.
He took my Florida idea.
Don't interrupt. How do you react to the Florida idea?
Dad, will you give me a minute to explain?
I've been waiting for you to explain since I sat down here. What happened? He took you into his office and what?
Well, I talked and he listened, see?
Famous for the way he listens, you know. What was his answer?
His answer was... Dad, you're not letting me tell you what I want to tell you.
You didn't see him, did you?
I did see him.
What, did you insult him or something? You insulted him, didn't you?
Listen, will you let me out of it? Will you just let me out of it?
What the hell?
Tell me what happened.
I can't talk to him.
Mrs. Loman, Mrs. Loman.
Shut up and leave me alone.
No, you had to go and flunk math.
What math? What are you talking about?
Mrs. Loman, Mrs. Loman.
Math.
Take it easy, Pop.
If you hadn't flunked, you'd be set by now.
Now look, I'm gonna tell you what happened and you're gonna listen to me.
Mrs. Loman.
I waited 6 hours.
What the hell are you saying?
I kept sending him my name, but he wouldn't see me. So finally,
Biff flunked math. No! Bourbon flunked him. They won't graduate him.
But they have to. He's got to go to university. Where is he? Biff!
No, he left. He went to Grand Central.
You mean he went to Boston?
Is Uncle Willie in Boston?
Oh, maybe Willie can talk to the teacher. Oh,
so
the poor
boy. You
boy.
understand? Are you listening to me?
Yeah, sure. If you hadn't flunked...
Flunked what? What are you talking about?
Don't blame everything on me. I didn't flunk math, you did. What pen?
That was awful dumb, Biff. A pen like that is worth...
You took Oliver's pen?
Dad, I just explained it to you.
You stole Bill Oliver's fountain pen.
I didn't exactly steal it. That's just what I've been explaining to you.
He had it in his hand, and then Oliver just walked in, so he got nervous and stuck it in his pocket.
Oh my God, Biff.
I never intended to do it, Dad.
Standish Arms. Good
I'm
evening.
not in my room.
Dad, what's the matter?
Ringing Mr.
I'm not
Loman
here.
for you.
Stop it.
Dad, I'll make good. Sit down.
No. You're no good. You're no good for anything.
I am, Dad. I'll find something else. You understand? Now don't worry about anything.
Mr. Loman does not answer. Shall I page him?
No.
He'll strike something, Pop.
No.
Pop, listen to me. I'm telling you something good. Oliver talked to his partner about the Florida idea. You listening? He talked to his partner and he came to me. I'm going to be all right, you hear? Dad, listen to me. He said it was just a question of the amount.
Then you got it?
He's gonna be terrific, Pop.
Then you got it, haven't you? You've got it. You've got it.
No, look, Pop. I'm supposed to have lunch with him tomorrow. I'm just telling you this so you'll know that I can make an impression. And I'll make good somewhere. But I can't go tomorrow, see?
Why not? You simply...
But the pen, Pop!
You give it to him and tell him it was an oversight.
Sure, have lunch tomorrow.
I can't say that.
You were doing a crossword puzzle and accidentally used his pen.
Listen, kid, I took those balls years ago. Now I walk in with this fountain pen. That clinches it, don't you see? I can't face him like that. I'll try elsewhere.
Don't you want to be anything?
Pop, how can I go back?
You don't want to be anything. Is that what's behind it?
Don't take it that way. You think it was easy walking into that office after what I've done to him? A team of horses couldn't have dragged me back to Bill Oliver.
Then why'd you go?
Why'd I go? Look at you! Look at what's become of you!
Biff, you're going to that lunch tomorrow, or...
I can't go! I got no appointment!
Biff!
Are you spiting me?
Don't take it that way, goddammit!
You rotten little louse! Are you spiting me?
I'm good, can't you see what I am?
Hey, you're in a restaurant. I'll cut it out, both of you. Oh, look, girls. Sit down.
I guess we might as well then. This is Letta.
Howdy, miss. Sit down. What do you drink?
Letta might not be able to stay long.
I gotta get up very early tomorrow. I got jury duty. I'm so excited. Were you fellows ever on jury?
No, but I've been in front of them. This is my father.
Isn't he cute? Sit down with us, Pop.
Sit down, Biff.
Come on, Slicker. Bring us on the table. To hell with it. Come sit down, pal. Hey, where are you going?
Open the door.
The door?
The washroom. The door. Where's the door?
Just go straight down.
I think it's sweet of you to bring your daddy along.
Oh, he isn't really your father.
Miss Forsyth, you're just seeing a prince walk by. A fine, troubled prince. A hardworking, unappreciated prince. A pal, you understand? A good companion. Always for his boys.
That's so sweet.
Well, girls, what's the program? We're wasting time. Come on, Biff. Gather around. Where would you like to go?
Why don't you do something for him?
Me?
Don't you give a damn for him, Hap?
What are you talking about? I'm the one who...
I sense it! You don't give a good goddamn about him! Look what I found in the cellar, for Christ's sake. How can you bear to let it go on?
Me? Who goes away? Who runs off and...
Yeah, but it doesn't mean anything to you. You can help him. I can't. Don't you understand what I'm talking about? He's going to kill himself. Don't you know that?
Don't I know it? Me?
Yeah, but help him. Jesus, help him. Help me. Help me. I can't bear to look at his face.
Where are you going?
What's he so mad about?
Come on, girls. We'll catch up with him.
Say, I don't like that temper of his.
He's just a little overstrung. He'll be all right.
Don't answer. Don't answer.
Don't you want to tell your father?
No. That's not my father. He's just a guy. Come on, we'll catch Biff. And honey, we're going to paint this town. Stanley, where's the check? Hey, Stanley!
Stop laughing, will you stop?
Aren't you going to answer the door? I'll leave the whole hotel.
I'm not expecting anybody.
Why don't you have another drink, honey, and stop being so damn self-centered?
I'm so lonely.
You know you ruined me, Willie. From now on, whenever you come to the office, I'll see that you go right through to the bars. No waiting at my desk anymore, Willie. You ruined me.
It's nice of you to say that.
Gee, you were so self-centered. Why so sad? You were the saddest self-centeredest soul I ever did seesaw. Come on inside, drummer boy. It's silly to be dressing in the middle of the night. Aren't you going to answer the door?
I'm knocking on the wrong door.
But I felt the knocking, and he heard us talking here. Maybe the hotel's on fire.
It's a mistake.
Then tell him to go away.
There's nobody there.
It's getting on my nerves, Willie. There's somebody standing out there, and it's getting on my nerves.
All right, stay in the bathroom here and don't come out. I think there's a law in Massachusetts about it, so don't come out. It may be that new room clerk. He looks very mean, so don't come out. It's a mistake. There's no fire.
Why didn't you answer?
Biff, what are you doing in Boston?
Why didn't you answer? I've been knocking for 5 minutes. I called you on the phone.
I just heard you. I was in the bathroom and had the door shut. Did anything happen home?
Dad, I let you down.
What do you mean?
Dad.
Biffo, what's this about? Come on, Biffo, let's go downstairs and get you a malted.
Dad, I flunked math.
Not for the term?
The term. I haven't got enough credits to graduate.
You mean to say Bernard wouldn't give you the answers?
He did. He tried, but I only got a 61.
And they wouldn't give you 4 points?
Birnbaum refused absolutely. I begged him, Pop, but he wouldn't give me those points. You gotta talk to him before they close the school, because if he saw the kind of man you are, you just talked him in your way, I'm sure he'd come through for me. The class came right before practice, see, and I didn't go enough. Would you talk to him? He'd like you, Pop. He'd know the way you could talk.
You're on. We'll drive right back.
Oh, Dad, good work. I'm sure he'll change it for you.
Go downstairs and tell the clerk I'm checking out. Go right down.
Yes, sir. See the reason he hates me, Pop? One day he was late for class, so I got up at the blackboard and imitated him. I crossed my eyes and talked with a lisp.
You did? The kids like it?
And then they nearly died laughing.
Yeah, what'd you do?
The square root of 63 and in the middle of it, he walked in.
Hurry downstairs.
Somebody in there?
No, that was next door.
Is somebody got you in the bathroom?
No, it's the next room. There's a party.
Can I come in? There's something in the bathtub, Willie, and it's moving.
You better go back to the room. They must be finished painting by now. They're painting your room, so I better take a shower here. Go back.
I've got to get dressed, Willie. I can't.
Get out of here. Go back. Go back. This is Miss Francis. She's a buyer. They're painting her room. Go back, Miss Francis. Go back.
But my clothes, I can't go out naked in the hall.
Get out of here. Go back. Go back.
Where's my stockings? You promised me stockings, Willie.
I have no stockings here.
You had 2 boxes of size 9 sheets for me, and I want them.
Here, for God's sakes. Now get out of here.
I just hope there's nobody in the hall. That's all I hope. Are you football or baseball?
Football.
That's me too. Good night.
Well, better get going. I'm gonna get to the school first thing in the morning. Get my suits out of the closet. I'll get my vows. What's the matter? She's a buyer. Buys for J.H. Simmons. She lives down the hall. They're painting. You don't imagine. Now, listen, pal, she's just a buyer. She sees merchandise in her room, and they just have to keep it looking just so. All right, get my suits. Now stop crying and do as I say. I gave you an order. Biff, I gave you an order. Is that what you do when I give you an order? How dare you cry? Now look, Biff, when you grow up, you'll understand about these things. You mustn't overemphasize a thing like this. I'll see Birnbaum first thing in the morning.
Never mind.
Never mind, he's going to give you those points. I'll see to it.
He wouldn't listen to you.
He certainly will listen to me. You'll need those points for the University of Virginia.
I'm not going there.
Eh? If I can get him to change that mark, you'll make it up in summer school. You've got all summer to...
Dad!
Oh, my boy.
Dad.
She's nothing to me, Biff. I was lonely. I was terribly lonely.
You gave her Mama's stockings?
I gave you an order!
Don't touch me, you liar!
You apologize for that!
You fake! You phony little fake!
I gave you an order.
Hey, let's pick it up. Pick it up, Mr. Loman. Your boys left with the chippies. They said they'll see you at home.
But we were supposed to have dinner together.
Can you make it?
Sure, I can make it. Do I look alright?
Sure, you look alright.
Here, here's a dollar.
She's like, oh, your son paid me. It's alright.
No, take it. You're a good boy.
Oh, no, you don't have to.
Yeah, I don't need it anymore. Tell me, is there a seed store in the neighborhood?
Seeds? You mean like to plant?
Yes, carrots, peas.
Well, there's hardware stores on 6th Avenue, but it may be too late now.
Oh, I'd better hurry. I've got to get some seeds. I've got to get some seeds right away. Nothing's planted. I don't have a thing in the ground.
Hey, what are you doing up? Where's Pop?
Where were you?
We met two girls, Mom. Very fine types. Here, we brought you some flowers. Put them in your room, Mom. Now what'd you do that for, Mom? I want to have some flowers.
Don't you care whether he lives or dies?
Come upstairs, then.
Go away from me. What do you mean, lives or dies? Nobody's dying around here, pal.
Get out of my sight! Get out of here!
I want to see the boss.
You're not going near him!
Where is he?
You invite him to dinner. He looks forward to it all day! And then you desert him there. There's no strangers you'd do that to.
Why? He had a swell time with us. Listen, when I desert him, I hope I don't outlive the day.
Get out of here!
Now look, Mom.
Did you have to go to the woman tonight? You and your lousy, rotten whores!
Mom, all we did was follow Biff around trying to cheer him up. Boy, what a night you gave me.
Get out of here, both of you, and don't come back! I don't want you tormenting him anymore. Go on now, get your things together. You can sleep in his apartment. Pick up your stuff. I'm not your maid anymore. Pick it up, you bum, you. You're a pair of animals. Not one, not another living soul would have had the cruelty to walk out on a man in a restaurant.
Is that what he said?
He didn't have anything to say. He was too humiliated and he nearly limped when he came in.
Mom, he had a great time with us.
Shut up!
You didn't even get to see if he was all right.
No, didn't. Didn't do a damn thing. How do you like that, hey? Left him babbling in a toilet?
You louse, you.
Now you hit it on the nose. The scum of the earth and you're looking at him.
Get out of here.
I gotta talk to the boss, Mom. Where is he?
You're not going near him. Get out of this house.
No, we're gonna have an abrupt conversation. Him
You're
and me.
not talking to him. Will you please leave him alone?
What's he doing out there?
He's planting a garden.
Now? Oh my god.
Carrots, 1/4 inch apart. Rows, 1 foot rows. 1 foot. Beets. Lettuce, 1 foot. What a proposition. Terrific. Terrific. Because she suffered, Ben. The woman has suffered. You understand me? A man can't go out the same way he came in, Ben. A man has got to add up to something. You gotta consider now. Don't answer so quick. Remember, it's a guaranteed $20,000 proposition. Now look, Ben, I want you to go through the ins and outs of this thing. I've got nobody to talk to, Ben, and the woman is suffering. You hear me?
What's the proposition?
It's $20,000 on the barrelhead. Guaranteed, gilt-edged. You understand?
You don't want to make a fool of yourself. They might not honor the policy.
How can they dare refuse? Didn't I work like a coolie to meet every premium on the nose, and now they don't pay off? Impossible.
It's called a cowardly thing, William.
Why? Does it take more guts to stand here the rest of my life ringing up a zero?
That's the point, William. And 20,000, that is something one can feel with the hand. It's there.
Oh, Ben, that's the whole beauty of it. I see it like a diamond shining in the dark, hard and rough, that I can pick up and touch in my hand. Not like an appointment. This would not be another damn fool appointment, Ben. And it changes all the aspects, because he thinks I'm nothing, see? And he spites me. But the funeral, Ben, that funeral will be massive. They'll come from Maine, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire. All the old-timers with the strange license plates. That boy will be thunderstruck, Ben, because he never realized I am known. Rhode Island, New York, New Jersey, I am known, Ben. And he'll see it with his eyes once and for all. He'll see what I am, Ben. He's in for a shock, that boy.
He'll call you a coward.
No, that would be terrible.
Yeah, and a damned fool.
No, he mustn't. I won't have that.
He'll hate you.
Ben, how do we get back to all the great times? It used to be so full of light and comradeship, the sleigh riding in the winter and the ruddiness on his cheeks, and always some kind of good news coming up, always something nice coming up ahead. They never even let me carry the valises in the house. Simonizing that little red car. Why? Why can't I give him something and not have him hate me?
Let me think about it. I still have a little time. Remarkable proposition. But you've got to be sure you're not making a fool of yourself.
Where the hell is the seed? Can't see nothing out here. They box in the whole goddamn neighborhood.
There are people all around here, don't you realize that?
I'm busy, don't bother me.
I'm saying goodbye to you, Pop. I'm not coming back anymore.
You're not going to see Oliver tomorrow?
I got no appointments, Dad.
He put his arm around you and you've got no appointment?
Pop, get this now, will you? Every time I've left, it's been a fight that sent me out here. Today I realized something about myself, and I tried to explain it to you, and I think I'm just not smart enough to make any sense out of it for you. To hell with whose fault it is or anything like that. Let's just wrap it up, hey? Come on in, we'll tell Mom.
No, I don't want to see her.
Come on.
No, I don't want to see her.
Why don't you want to see her?
Don't bother me, will you?
What do you mean you want to see her? You don't want them calling you yellow, do you? This isn't your fault. It's me. I'm a bum. Now come inside. Did you hear what I said to you?
Did you plant, dear?
Alright, we headed out. I'm going. I'm not writing anymore.
I think that's the best way, dear, because there's no use in drawing it out. You'll never get along.
People ask me where I am and what I'm doing. You don't know and you don't care. That way it'll be off your mind and you can start brightening up again, alright? That clears it, doesn't it? You gonna wish me luck, Scout? What do you say?
Shake his hand, Willie.
There's no necessity to mention the pen at all, you know.
I've got no appointment, Dad.
He put his arm around...
Dad, you're never going to see what I am, so what's the use of arguing? If I strike oil, I'll send you a check. Meantime, forget I'm alive.
Spite, see?
Shake hands, Dad.
Not my hand.
I was hoping not to go this way.
Well, this is the way you're going. Goodbye. May you rot in hell if you leave this house.
Exactly what is it that you want from me?
I want you to know, on the train, in the mountains, in the valleys, wherever you go, that you cut down your life for spite.
No.
Spite. Spite is the word of your undoing. And when you're down and out, remember what did it. When you're rotting somewhere beside the railroad tracks, remember. And don't you dare blame it on me.
I'm not blaming it on you.
I won't take the rap for this, you hear?
That's just what I'm telling you.
You're trying to put a knife in me. Don't think I don't know what you're doing.
Alright, phony. Let's lay it on the line.
You crazy!
Leave it there. Don't move it.
What is that?
You know goddamn well what it is.
I never saw that.
You saw it. That mice didn't bring it to the cellar. What is it supposed to do? Make a hero out of you? This is supposed to make me sorry for you?
Never heard of it.
There'll be no pity for you. You hear it? No pity.
You hear the spite?
No, you're going to hear the truth. What are you and what am I?
Stop it!
Spite!
You cut it now!
The man don't know who we are. The man is gonna know. We never told the truth for 10 minutes in this house.
We always told him the truth.
You big blow, are you the assistant buyer? You're one of the two assistants of the assistant, aren't you?
Well, I'm practically...
You're practically full of it. We all are. And I'm through with it. Now hear this, Willie. This is me.
I know you.
You know why I had no address for 3 months. I stole a suit in Kansas City and I was in jail. Stop crying. I'm through with it.
I suppose that's my fault.
I stole myself out of every good job since high school.
And whose fault is that?
I never got anywhere because you blew me so full of hot air I couldn't stand taking orders for anybody. That's whose fault it was.
I hear that.
Don't, Biff!
It's goddamn time you heard that. I had to be the boss of Big Shot in 2 weeks, and I'm through with it.
Then hang yourself for spite. Hang yourself.
No, nobody's hanging himself, Willie. I ran down 11 flights with a pen in my hand today. And something has stopped, you hear me? In the middle of that office building, do you hear this? I stopped in the middle of that building and I saw the sky. I saw the things that I love in this world. The work and the food and the time to sit and smoke. And I looked at the pen and I said to myself, what the hell am I grabbing this for? What am I trying to become? What I don't want to be? What am I doing in an office, making a contemptuous, begging fool of myself when all I want is out there, waiting for the minute I say I know who I am? Why can't I say that, Willie?
The door of your life is wide open.
Pop, I'm a dime a dozen and so are you.
I am not dime a dozen. I am Willie Loman and you are Biff Loman.
I am not a leader of men, Willie, and neither are you. You're not anything but a hard-working drummer who landed in the ash can like all the rest of them. I'm $1 an hour, Willie. I tried 7 states and couldn't raise it. $1 an hour. Do you gather my meaning? I'm not bringing home any prizes anymore, and you're not going to stop waiting for me to bring them home.
You vengeful, spiteful mutt.
Pop, I'm nothing, Pop. Can't you understand that? There's no spite in it anymore. I'm just what I am, that's all.
What are you doing? Why are you crying? Why is he crying?
Will you let me go for Christ's sake? Will you take that phony dream and burn it before something happens? I'll go in the morning. Put him to bed.
Isn't that remarkable? Biff, he likes me.
He loves you, Willie.
Always did, Pop.
Oh, Biff. He cried to me.
That boy's gonna be magnificent.
Yes, outstanding with 20,000 behind him.
Now come to bed, Willie. It's all settled now.
Yes, we'll sleep. Come on, go to sleep, Hap.
It does take a great kind of man to crack the jungle.
I'm getting married, Pop. Don't forget it. I'm changing everything. I'm gonna run that department before the year is up. You'll see, Mom.
The jungle is dark but full of diamonds, Willie.
Be good. You're both good boys. Just act that way, that's all.
Night, Pop.
Come, dear.
One must go in and fetch a diamond out.
I just want to get settled down, Linda. Let me sit alone for a while.
I want you upstairs.
In a few minutes, Linda. I couldn't sleep right now. Come on, you look awful tired.
Not like an appointment at all. Diamond is rough and hard to the touch.
Come on now, I'll be right up.
I think this is the only way, Willie.
Sure, it's the best thing.
Best thing.
The only way. Everything is going to be... Go on, Kate, get to bed. You look so tired.
Come right up.
2 minutes. Loves me. Always loved me. Isn't that a remarkable thing, Ben? He'll worship me
It's
for.
dark there, but full of diamonds.
Can you imagine that magnificence with $20,000 in his pocket?
Willie, come up.
Yes, coming. It's very smart, don't you realize that, sweetheart? Even Ben sees it. I gotta go, baby. Bye. Imagine when the mail comes, he'll be ahead of Bernard again.
Perfect proposition all around.
Did you see how he cried to me? Oh, if I could kiss him, Ben.
Time, William, time.
Oh, Ben. I always knew one way or another we were gonna make it, Biff and I.
The boat. We're gonna be late.
Now when you kick off, boy, I want a 70-yard boot and get right down the field under the ball. And when you hit low and hit hard, because it's important, boy. There's all kinds of important people in the stands. And the first thing you know... Ben? Ben, how do I...
Willie, you coming up?
Shh.
Willie?
Shh.
Willie, answer me. Willie? Willie, answer me. Willie? No!
Pop!
It's getting dark, Linda.
How about it, Mom? Better get some rest, huh? They'll be closing the gate soon.
He had no right to do that. There was no necessity for it. We would have helped him.
Come along, Mom.
Why didn't anybody come?
It was a very nice funeral.
But where are all the people he knew? Maybe they blame him.
Nah, it's a rough world, Linda. They wouldn't blame him.
I can't understand it. At this time especially. First time in 35 years we were just about free and clear. He only needed a little salary. He was even finished with the dentist.
No man only needs a little salary.
I can't understand it.
There were a lot of nice days. When he'd come home from a trip, or on Sundays, making the stoop, finishing the cellar, putting on the new porch, when he built the extra bathroom and put up the garage. You know something, Charlie? There's more of him in that stoop than in all the sales he ever made.
Yeah, he was a happy man with a batch of cement.
He was so wonderful with his hands.
He had the wrong dreams. All wrong.
Don't say that!
He never knew who he was.
Nobody dares blame this man. You don't understand. Willie, he was a salesman. And a salesman, there is no rock bottom to life. He don't put a bolt to a nut. He don't tell you the law or give you medicine. He's a man way out there in the blue, riding out on a smile and a shoe shine. And when they start not smiling back, That's an earthquake. Then you get yourself a couple spots in your hat and you're finished. Nobody dasks blame this man. Salesman has got a dream, boy. And it comes with the territory.
Charlie, the man didn't know who he was.
Don't say that!
Why don't you come with me, Happy?
I'm not licked that easily. I'm staying right in this city, and I'm gonna beat this racket. The Lohman brothers.
I know who I am, kid.
All right, boy. I'm gonna show you and everybody else that Willie Lohman did not die in vain. He had a good dream, and it's the only dream you can have, to come out #1 man. He fought it out here, and this is where I'm gonna win it for him.
Let's go, Mom.
I'll be with you in a minute. Go on, Charlie. I want to... just for a minute. I never had a chance to say goodbye. Forgive me, dear. I can't cry. I don't know what it is, but I can't cry. I don't understand it. Why did you ever do that? Help me, Willie. I can't cry. It seems to me that you're just on another trip. I keep expecting you. Willie, dear, I can't cry. Why did you do it? I search and I search and I search, and I can't understand it, Willie. And I made the last payment on the house today. Today, dear. And there'll be nobody home. We're free and clear. We're free. We're free. We're free.